Welcome to Dark Entertainment, your one-stop shop for everything entertaining. I am Nix, and I'm here with 4 of our 5 players. Finally, we have a large party again. And we will start from this part of the table.
Costa playing Addrissen Different.
And now...
Skjaldi is back in the house.
Yay! And we also have...
Octavia Sparkles playing Ty.
Awesome.
Ultra pure, silver plated, and available from Tajay. Hi, I am Droberta, and I am playing Stella Umberhammer.
Tajay.
Oh, okay.
Tajay, really?
That's how they say it nowadays.
Anyway, so our adventurers last time, the 3 members, Addrissen, Ty, and Stella, finally ended up in the big city of Arculos. Lots of horrifying revelations had occurred. A lot of good revelations occurred, and a journey has been planned.
So then, Mr. Skeletal, how are you finding October?
But we will actually start our adventure with whatever Sjkaldi was doing for the 3 days before, well, during the 3 days of travel, and then things like that. So first off, day jobs.
Yes. So I have been making a banner for our party. It's
Ooh, the ASMR crinkling. Yay! Biscuits!
blue.
Would it represent the 4 elementals?
It's
So much hair in your mouth right now. Okay.
it's blue, white with a sun, green and red on this banner.
Cool. That works really well. So, within that, can you roll your craft cloth 3 times? This is the 3 days before the adventurers set out.
I did not make much the
You
first
get to
day.
do... Yeah,
I got a 10.
Alright, so at least you're keeping a steady pace. Roll again.
That is a 9.
Okay, so you slow down on day 2, but you're still keeping close enough.
And a 10.
Alright, so by the end of it, you've managed to create a half-decent banner. It wouldn't necessarily... It would inspire enough competence to probably give a small morale bonus if people were to see it. Mostly the party, because it doesn't necessarily show people who you are. It shows at least the party who you guys are.
Yeah.
So at least the party would get it, but if you're in an army situation with multiple NPCs, it wouldn't affect them. It would probably make them just be like, meh.
One other thing that you could work it as if you're a particularly savant
Bit closer,
crafter.
Daniel.
Something that you could work in too if you're a bit more of a savant crafter is that it's a template. You're getting the pieces with cheaper cloth in place so that when you finally have it ready, you know how to make it.
Yeah. This is like I am a weaponsmith by trade. Cloth is a little more flexible and a little less hitty.
It isn't as forgiving as steel. I'll give you that.
Alright, so beyond that, you're then told about the event, like the potential expedition into an old sanctuary, a place full of people who have been treated like shit and are the reason why the Vile Witch exists. One of the ones that you're not sure where the Vile Witch actually comes from, which of the 4 sanctuaries that exist, but at least you know that one exists that's easy accessed. However, that requires you to travel to Arculos.
Easy access at Arculos. Can I just...
Yes, I got
Okay.
that. I got that.
Just checking.
But we're just going along with this, aren't we?
Yep.
There are no boats leading to there anymore at the moment. So that would require you to move on foot.
Well, I guess I pack up my things. And to while away the hours on foot, I give a very rousing marching song to myself.
Cool. As you do that, you're singing for how many rounds of bardic performance do you have a day?
Let me see.
Because it's 3
Plus
or 4
char-
plus your charisma.
3 plus charisma plus 2 per level.
So that would be 6.
9 plus your charisma,
Yeah.
which is 4.
So, Song of Marching, expending 1 round of Raging Song,
You'll be doing it for
invigorates
an hour.
allies for the next hour.
But so you'll be singing for the hour, so but only uses 1 round. So you've got roughly 14 hours of marching song.
A day.
Jesus.
I am not walking for 14 hours a day.
No, but you'd probably go for like the 6 to 8 hours of walking.
You're on the wagon and everyone else is marching. You're just like, get your backs into it.
However,
No, I'm hefting a good 10 hours a day.
cool. And the good thing is because you'll be moving essentially twice your speed. Like you're doing 2 move actions in in a short amount of time because of the hustle maneuver or action. It puts you into instead of it being the 7 days, you could probably make it there within 3.5, 4 days.
Okay, cool.
About on point with us.
So, yeah, so it's been about a couple hours after you guys set off that Skjaldi ends up setting off. Because she overhears the idea of, I heard an expedition was coming through. You guys, by the time Skjaldi gets there, have already interacted with the person who's setting it up. But Skjaldi also comes across something strange. Wandering through some of the forests, passing through the forest of White Woe, beyond the area, past where all the Leshies were as well, which you notice they're doing rather well.
Oh,
In fact, a lot more. Their home has expanded a little bit better into the less mist-tainted areas.
I miss those adorable little fellows.
Please talk a little bit more into the microphone.
Move the microphone.
Yes, you can move it closer.
Yeah.
There's no problem there. Or move closer to it. Anyway, so as you leave and you pass, you're going a bit further away from the hometown of Yorl. You end up in another forest where you happen to stumble across anthropomorphic animals. 3 stick out to you rather effectively. Well, 3 types. There are 2 wolves, wolf-like humanoids, 1 fox-like humanoid, and 1 cat-like humanoid. The fox seems to be wielding a crossbow, or it's strapped to its back. The wolves appear to be holding short swords and shield in hand, while the cat appears to have sword and a book attached to them.
Well, I want to get to know this this cat. I mean, they've got a book. They've obviously got some knowledge. So I go up to it and I'm like, I'm a little wary because they're kind of...
Well, they're all sort of sitting around a small fire, because it gets closer to the night time by the time you stumble across them. Makes it easy to notice them because of the fire.
So as I see the fire and I see the people around it, I stop. Actually, no, I keep on my singing, just to let them know I'm there.
They overhear it, and by the time you sort of break into the clearing, or at least come into sight within the tree line,
Yeah.
you notice that the fox has the crossbow ready, and the 2 wolves are protecting the catfolk. And they're not exactly ready to attack, but it's also they're more ready to defend themselves if you are a threat.
Hello there, people.
They look at you weird. Like, they look at you for a second, and it's like they know you're not human, but they don't know how to put that across. They can tell the subtle difference, and they're like, "Hello, human."
No. Part elf.
We're seeing something else there, but... And the catfolk sort of bops one of the wolves on the head. It is quite rude to comment on people's lineage. Remember that. True. We hate it when it happens to us. Anyway, what brings you over to our small camp?
Well, I thought instead of starting my own fire, I might share yours, if you don't mind.
You're the first humanoid who has not decided to be threatening towards us.
I mean, why would I?
One of the wolves stands up, like properly, just like because they're like one sort of sitting there with his sword and shield while he's sitting down. The other one's standing. The other wolf actually stands up, and he stands a good head or two taller than the other one, full of just muscle, because we are not exactly how you would put human. We are very strange individuals to outsiders.
Well, I don't see any problem with that. As long as you're not going around murdering and raping, it's all good.
Wow, did not expect that.
Wow.
But, okay. We are just hunting, simply. We were running low on food, and we managed to find a few rabbit burrows. To which the fox goes around, I managed to find a few rabbit burrows, thank you. Yes, you managed to find a rabbit burrow. And they sort of seem to be implying that you're a fox. That's natural. And the cat walks up, to which you see the wolves ready to full on just grab him by the scruff and pull him back, but they think otherwise for a moment. Well, come sit down. We've got a bit of food that we can spare as well if you need.
Oh, that's most kind of you.
It's fine. As someone of my status, it's always beneficial to make sure to create diplomatic connections.
Well, all I want is a good story and some company for the night.
We could tell stories, can't we? And the other one just goes, yes, stories of the moon and how people perceive us as lycanthropes.
Do you change?
No. In fact, most of us despise the lycanthropes. They are a bit of a stigma to us.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Well, it's, I can't say I've run into a lycanthrope, but I've heard a few things.
Well, come, sit. We will discuss these things as the night progresses. To which I would say rolling. Would there be a roll for this? No. What sort of information would you try and glean from these guys?
Oh, just who they are, where they've been, if they've had any interesting.
All right, easy done. However, I will ask a diplomacy check for this one.
Yep.
Because it's one of those conversations where, obviously, because you're asking a little bit more about them, it could be perceived as something a little bit more tactical rather than being kind.
That would be a 30.
30. All right. To which they explain, we are, well, humanoids. We over here call us Ferai. They sort of lump us together as a specific type, and then we've got our own subspecies. For example, this one here points to the fox, who, the more you're spending time with them and talking to them, it's definitely a young girl, and she seems to be a very cocky individual. In fact, she reminds you a lot of Ty.
Yes.
As you speak to the you know that she is a kitsune. They explain that. And then the wolves speak very highly of their breed, known as the Rogaru. They are just wolves. Well, wolf humanoids. They don't necessarily have the ability to shape change, but some of them do, just because they have some sort of connection to nature rather than connection to the moon.
So
These
druids.
Essentially, they're more often druids and barbarians, but these ones seem to actually be definitely more warriors or fighters. And then as you're speaking to the other one,
I'm sorry.
explains,
I'm sorry, but did your mic pick that up?
I don't know. Okay. Also, why is your thing always quiet?
I don't know. I'm talking to the mic.
Because for once you're being quiet.
Yes, you're actually being your demure self. Anyway, as you speak to this catfolk, and he explains that catfolk are charismatic, quick, but they are a little bit rash and impulsive, so their wisdom is never always the best. As you talk to this individual, you start to gain that he's not... The other three seem very much like just common folk. what you would assume to be common folk in some sort of hierarchical system. Talking to him, he sounds like he talks as a leader.
Oh, I guess I'll talk to him a bit more,
Alright.
So, your people, do you all live together? Are there different communities?
Well, we've been dealing with a few issues with our brethren. Originally, it was just simply the Umbra and our more Saval individuals. Do you have linguistics? Like a point in it?
Do I have linguistics? So. No, I do not.
Okay, I will still allow you to roll it because a DC 10 would still be effective enough.
15.
Alright, so it goes down to 10 because of no training in it. This language is somewhat Sylvan. Mm-hmm. It's derived from wild languages. And you've probably heard a bit of, like, you don't understand it, but you know the language of druids exists. It's a very secretive language. It seems to be a bit of a pigeon between the two. Saval tends to mean savage.
Okay.
Wild child, things like that. These ones, they don't necessarily have a name for themselves yet, but these ones live in a very tight-knit community, both magical and mundane. All their skills are very, very effective for building up their village and stuff like that. They have a small village that he very defensively moves past where it's located, but he explains for good reason. Due to the fact that the Umbra are pacifists, they're just passive in the war between this group and the Saval. The Saval look at them as traitors to the their natural instinct. Whereas these ones, they prefer to be around other people, but other people still freak out around them. However, he does mention that their great leader happens to be trying to establish some form of diplomacy between them and Arculos City, its king. So King Arculos. However, it is taking, like, they're staying where they are now, specifically because if their messenger happens to not get the message across, then it's not going to be wise to just rock up in town. However, if you happen to hear anything about it, then, send a messenger towards... He gives you a small location, but it doesn't necessarily seem overly important from the sounds of it.
Just wondering, would a bird-like creature, a person...
Oh, Tengus, they're also part of our, I guess you could say, kith. But we don't normally see them. They're more of an offshoot in the land of Drakiana.
Oh, we happen to see one. Interesting.
Do you know their name? You do? If it's not written down, I can tell you.
I do.
Note taking. This, as Gary Gygax once said, timekeeping records are the most important part of a dungeoneering experience.
No, he didn't even say most important. He literally said you cannot have a meaningful campaign without proper timekeeping records. It's like, what?
Because it's a resource management game. Yeah, that's all you planned
it is, right? Totally. It's not about a theatre sport or anything, no.
If you would like, I can push past quickly.
Yeah, I do. It's, was it Koryu?
No. Koryu was one of the, well, she was the original Koryu, but her name is Munenori.
That's it.
Munenori.
The Tengu...
That's what that note is.
Yes. So, Munenori, I would assume that you would mention the name.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I remember meeting her when I was at one of this, monastery when I was living in Drakiana for a while. I happened to be one of the few that escaped during the collapse of the gate.
Oh, interesting.
It appears that she's doing quite well for herself if she's wandering around with... He notices the small glint in your pocket as he sees the small pearl of power that you were given by the crystal. Ah, doing very well if she's working with a hero of light.
Oh, you've heard of us?
Well, there's heroes of light in many different cases. I will not go through Durikiana's heroes. They're very interesting. But I can explain to you that there is more than just the heroes of light. Well, crystals of light. There were 4 other elements that I remember. As he pulls out his book and flicks through, you happen to notice lots of strange magical incantations and symbols, all of which are obviously in his own translation of the Draconic and their language.
Yeah.
And then he flicks to one, and you notice there is the element. Well, there are 2 elements that you notice. One appears to be an hourglass, which you would assume to be roughly time, and the other appears to be from what the symbol itself looks to be more of an orb. Can you use Knowledge Arcana?
Knowledge Arcana. No, I do not have. I have Knowledge Religion.
That's my job.
Okay, religion might be able to.
I believe I have Bardic Knowledge.
Yes,
you
do.
should.
So you can still roll it with no issue.
I have all the knowledges.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
I heard
roll it
about
and
this
just add your
once.
intelligence.
I heard about this one thing from a strange traveller in a far-off land,
Yeah. Fucking.
and my plain old knowledge,
So just be intelligence.
knowledge untrained is.
You also gain a progressive bonus along with it as
Oh,
well. I
I'll
think
give
it's
it-
plus 2 at this
it's
level.
knowledge untrained.
But you can take it
is
untrained, no issue.
14.
14. Cool. Looking at the orb and the small symbols within it, it happens to appear to be a symbol of either... the translation is either chaos or discord. A very strange combination, a very strange element that not many people understand in general. Although a lot of people like to think that chaos or discord also comes under the polymorph and transmutation, because it can cause quite a lot of issues when someone randomly shapeshifts into some crazy creature. So, you happen to notice that, and it seems to be the only 2 that he has recorded. Although no one knows where the crystals that belong to them exist. Very strange.
Wow.
Very strange indeed.
That'll be something to.
It'll be something to study and record. Do we have pencils? I do not have one.
I've got one.
Okay.
I have 2 pencils.
I don't need one. I'm still not for that one.
Do you want to? Yep.
Anyway, so the night goes on. They happen to give you a bit of rabbit meat to have before bed. It appears to be cooked and seasoned rather effectively. Not as effectively as our black dragon. Not as effectively as our black dragon, but rather well done. You go to sleep for the night. You wake up and they happen to have moved away from the looks of things. You've woken up probably an hour after they have left, but they happen to have left with a strange, a magical circle around you. You could also roll spellcraft if you wish to identify this magical circle.
All the rolling. That is a 22.
22? Mm-hmm. This is the alarm spell.
Oh,
So if anything had walked into there or close enough to it, you would have been woken up by a screeching noise.
oh well, they are certainly some nice people. They protect me when I'm still sleeping, and
They obviously have to leave for whatever reason, maybe because they have their own sort of routine going. But it appears that they were making sure that you were safe regardless. As you set off to travel again, though...
did I get their names?
No, they happen to be rather secretive about their name.
Okay, that's fair.
Names have power.
Names do have power.
Especially if you believe some of the Kitsune's tale about the Fae and fairy folk. Names always have some sort of
Names
power
have power.
behind them.
Yep.
However, as you're traveling again, nothing much really sticks out. You manage to do your 10 hours every day of travel,
Yep.
making sure you're eating and drinking as you're going along, filling up at natural water sources and stuff like that as you go.
What's the scenery like on the way?
So where you're at the moment, it's very dense forest. It starts to thin out as you get closer to the city, to rolling hills and fields.
Okay.
Once you manage to get up to one of the last hills, the massive, and I'm talking like it is like the largest city on Eden. Assuming you also count Sylvana, the Elven city. But you as soon as you get up to the last hill, you happen to see it. There is a massive dock. There is a huge island with some other structure on it, and then there's the castle that stands on top of a massive hill itself, and the city itself just expands. It looks like if you were to travel from point A to point B in the city, it might actually take you a full day, like a full 24 hours to get through.
Okay.
But you finally make your way into the city, and you happen to hear one small story. Did you hear Jace got into a fight with someone on the dock? Yes, it appears that Elizabeth did not quite appreciate the interruption with her prayers.
Still funny.
What's... excuse me,
One of the people turns around and you happen to see a slight point to their ear. They seem to be a half-elf. Oh, hello, what can I do for you?
Just wondering if you could point me to the docks. I heard some interesting things.
Oh, yes, they're over that way, and he sort of gives you a direction in different ways. Just be aware. I hear Jace is on the warpath at the moment.
Who is Jace?
Jace is one of the owners of the Wizard Tower here.
Oh.
They frickin' say his name, don't they? Frickin'.
Well,
Granted, in our case, we had literally just got off the boat.
Oh, I know. No,
Also,
I still
you actually
defend
know
I
what
did.
he does.
Yeah,
We
you found
didn't.
out in one sentence who he is and what he does.
Not, hey, you there, you three, what do you want?
Exactly.
Yeah, it got rather hectic pretty quickly. However,
so I thank them and make my way over to the docks.
as you make your way to the docks, you notice that there seems to be very very few people. Ooh. Ooh.
Sorry, listeners.
There appears to be no one of importance around except for this one little gnome who is grumbling and groaning and just, how dare you insult me? How dare you just try and be so violent? Why did I have to expend my magic for the day? Anyway, and he's just ruffling through some of his stuff.
Excuse me, gnome.
He's pokes up. What? Oh, so, hey, do you want to go on an adventure?
I'm already on an adventure.
Would you like to go on one that might get you paid?
Yeah,
Also, you get to save a few people if you so desire.
I guess so.
He's refining his sales pitch. Good. So I've been setting up an expedition towards the sanctuary just off the coast. If you're willing, we'll be able to hopefully save any of the young mages who have been trapped and tortured within there, and get down to the bottom of why it happened, and maybe steal some of their records, and make sure they don't get to do this again.
Sure. Why not? I'm always down for a good adventure.
Wonderful. Okay, so if you're willing to get this all sorted, you should also go to the Church of Azure. You will find my lovely companion Elizabeth. She will also provide anything you might need beyond what you already have.
Okay. Where is this church?
He hands you a small map. It's very just nondescript about it. It just sort of shows you are here, travel down this road, you'll get to the church eventually.
Is it a magic map that, like, the you are here little arrow moves as you do? Because that would be super useful.
This isn't Skyrim. This is not.
Super useful.
It'd be useful, just accept it.
Actually,
Magic GPS.
I want magic
highs
GPS.
or lows. I'll ask Skjaldi, however.
Highs.
If you don't roll behind my computer, that'd be lovely. Get back here. There we go. Oop.
There's so much fear.
Sadly, it's not a magical map.
The worst.
However, you manage to travel through. It's getting closer to the nighttime by the time you get to the church, and you happen to notice a very heavy-built, iron-clad warrior woman. She seems to be wielding a really massive sword, with this one in tow. He seems rather beaten down.
I seem rather freaked out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Addrissen.
Skjaldi?
Hey! You don't look so good.
I turn to the lady. I'm going to the church.
She turns around and says, "A friend of yours?"
One of the warriors of light.
It would be best to let her know. Would you prefer I break the news?
Fucking, I'm gonna hide my hands with a deception check. Or like would that be
So
a
you make
stealth
it
check, or would
obvious.
that be
It would be a disguise check.
disguise check? Cool.
Also,
Don't have that either.
The question that I'm asking is: are you making it obvious that you're hiding your hands to at least the paladin, so that she would know not to explain?
Yeah. No, I would do the thing was I see Skjaldi and like automatically my hands go behind my
Right,
back kind
okay.
of thing.
So you're doing that as she says to you, or after she says to you.
Ooh, 19.
Cool. You could roll a perception if you wish.
I do not see it.
Cool. you just notice like his hands go behind his back, and that's about it. You don't see anything of major importance. But the paladin says it would be best if she was to know a little bit of the information. Would you prefer I explain?
How about we get to the church first?
Fair point. If you would follow us to the church, I'm assuming you're also on your way for the expedition.
Oh yes, I just met this.
Delightful little.
Yes, a delightful little gnome.
Yes, he's learning how to be a bit more social.
Jace?
Is that Jace? I don't know. He was a gnome on the docks.
Wizard fellow? Short temper, really aggressive?
No, it must be a different guy.
No, it must be a different guy. Let's go.
That's great.
I'm now going to petition that Jace has a twin.
Jason,
He does!
Jason
the halfling at the bar!
Oh my god! Please be that.
it was the halfling of the bar. It's weird because one's a halfling, one's a gnome.
Oh god, that's...
So are they half?
What is
Are
going
they
on?
half ling?
They're quarterling
and
and
a half gnome?
they're a
Yeah.
quarterling.
Anyway, so
Twin halves, they make a whole person!
No, they just get even shorter.
with that, you get to the church. Elizabeth leads you into what seems to be her office.
Before we get into the church, I'm going to do that terrified step of like I look at the church doors and I just sort of step very cautiously in, that kind of
Actually, as you
pause
do,
freeze.
from the corner of your eye, the spirit that you have had contact with, he just casually strolls into the church. No problems.
Okay, and I just keep walking in.
As you do, nothing seems to happen.
What the fuck?
Can anyone else see the spirit?
No, it is only to him.
17 to notice the apprehensiveness.
Yep, so that would be a bluff on your end.
Yep. Ooh, that is only a 13.
You notice that there's something a little bit... He's got some cautious demeanour to him.
Okay. Okay.
To which Elizabeth leads you into the church, eventually leads you to the end of it, and guides you to what appears to be her chambers. Her area of sleep.
The area where she does the sleep.
Yes.
The room of the sleep.
As you guys enter, she closes the door. So, you have experienced quite a harrowing revelation to yourself, I would assume.
That's not the word to use. But apparently it's gonna mark true. Hey Skjaldi, what do you know about dead stuff? I show my fingers. There are skeleton bits at the end of all of my fingertips.
Yes. His
What
hands
do I
almost-
know about dead stuff? What do I know about dead stuff?
Knowledge religion.
Knowledge religion. Okay. Ooh. That would be a 23.
23. Alright.
I know the dead.
You know a lot about the dead.
You know the dead.
And you're noticing that a story that you overheard one day was of a young, we will say wizard of some variety, exploring the possibilities of immortality. However, upon his discovery, he found that using his blood and blood of others can create something known as a phylactery. This can lead to a lich. Looking at his fingers, looking at the emanation of magic, especially if you use detect magic upon his hands, you would notice that they beam with necromancy energy.
Oh god, I can't turn that off now. I just see my hands like necromantic all the time. I'm like, oh no.
It sort of seems like a dark flow, black miasma gently blowing around.
Great.
But yes, you're noticing that, and you're starting to piece together some information, and he may be corrupted or possessed by a lich. However, he seems incredibly in control in comparison to other Lich.
Just terrified looking.
It's a very strange thing you're witnessing.
So, Addrissen.
Yeah.
How
Jazz
did this,
hands.
How did this happen?
I don't know.
If you recall...
Bluff.
Okay.
19.
19. Cool. Sense motive.
Sense motive.
Is based on wisdom if you don't have points in it.
15.
Cool.
Nice.
You believe that he doesn't really recall, but if you would recall, it is because Stella cast Rage of the Undead.
I remember, and
Or
that
Rage of the
awakens something with the dagger, and I'm just
Yes.
like...
To which you hear, like, the guy is just he's not necessarily sitting on, he's sort of floating above, but looking like he's sitting on the bed of the paladin, and he's looking at you and he says, "She's cluey, but at the same time, you're rather good at lying and deceiving."
Maybe.
Do you say maybe out loud?
Yeah.
He just randomly says maybe.
With a 15 to bluff.
You know what? So I will roll for this guy.
Just like with jazz hands.
Maybe.
I roll.
Skeletons.
Although, you're not a good liar in my eyes and ears. Anyway, I'll let you discuss this with your friend.
And who are you?
You remember the Lich was still talking to you?
Oh, that's the Lich.
Yeah, it was the Lich spirit.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. The guy was sort of floating above you.
Yeah. No.
So-
I don't talk... Okay, how's all those? How does I talk to him? I'd say maybe, just out loud.
Yeah. So he says maybe out loud, like, to nothing. He's looking at the bed for a second.
No, I love that, like, the chain of logic is just like, how'd you get those? I don't know. Oh, that's good to hear. Maybe. What?
Maybe.
But also, are you doing jazz hands and staring at the bed?
Yeah,
Maybe.
To which the paladin kind of gives you a look like, no.
No.
Oh, I guess not then. Put my hands down.
She's looking at you like, I would hope you're talking to it. Like, that's the look she's sort of giving you.
Maybe.
Anyway, the discussion goes through that yes,
This is too much fun.
based on the perception of dead, because he now kind of is slowly ringing true. No, that's right, you didn't cop that stain.
Yep.
You don't ring true as proper dead. And negative energy does not hurt you.
Yet.
Yet. So long as you play nice with the spirit, he will try not to stain you too often.
Does positive energy hurt me now?
No.
Cool.
That is not the. That's because you don't have that stain yet.
Yep. The
You
stain
do
I-
have the because there's
Which stain did I get in the end? It
you got
was
the claws.
which
The idea was that every corruption power you get
has a stain. Yeah.
has a stain. But I'm using the beneficial
Corruption.
method,
Yes.
the beneficial corruption, where it's I roll highs or lows on a certain percentile. You would get affected by the negative as well as the positive boon.
So yeah, I've just got these creepy skelly hands now. Spooky, scary, scary.
If I recall correctly,
You also do a cold touch.
yeah, you have a
Yep.
cold touch. If I recall
Is it
correctly,
cold or necrotic?
It's cold.
Cold. Yeah.
necrotic doesn't exist in this game, or rather,
Negative,
negative energy damage.
Hey, I can give negative levels.
However, chill touch is a necromancy spell that is
Cold damage.
is cold damage, but is a negative energy.
Now, can
subtype.
I ask, just for the whole temptation, asking the devil for more power? Can it be the case that is sort of like a cold touch that's slightly vampiric?
I believe it develops into that later.
Cool. Cool.
But it requires a little bit more.
Going down the path, yeah.
You need to go through a potential corruption increase.
Yep.
You roll. If you succeed, I will still give you a thing, but you don't go into the next level where you're taking the penalties.
Yep. Cool. Just wanted to check.
Cool.
It's
No
like
problems.
right now, I'm just like I don't want to use these.
Nah, that's right, because there was the
Oh, yeah.
there was a silver song and now the silver serpent existing in this town. Your friends are staying at the silver serpent. Yes.
There we are.
Cool. Well, I still have some of my clerics and some warriors looking for the girls that went missing, but they seem to have just completely disappeared.
Got any gloves?
One moment. She hands you 2 strange sleeves. You got your detect magic on?
Yes.
Transmutation.
Ooh.
Spellcraft if you desire.
I will, because I've got that really high. Unless I... Ooh, 27.
Sleeves of many garments.
Yes!
Basically, imagine
I know the many garments.
I'm just talking the way I'd explain this is like there's several pockets and you can just pull whatever the hell you want or need out of it at any point in time. So if you need gloves, you just pull out some gloves. Sorted.
Gloves.
They're not exactly over the top craft. They're just an average quality, so they don't have the ability to sort of tear open and be fixed back up easily. But it appears she's doing you a solid.
Thank you.
Almost as if she's seen this stuff before
Ugh,
and knows that it's
stupid
possible
paladins.
to have problems.
I watch her very carefully.
I watch you very carefully.
I watch you and say, maybe.
And you realise the terrible mistake. No one is watching Stella right now.
Oh god, what have I done? I start running out the room.
You run to the Silver Serpent, and I'm assuming you're actually not doing anything.
I just run off and just like,
Oh, I
Skjaldi,
am reading
we
a
left
very,
Stella!
very important book. The
Right,
Violent
yes.
Craft.
Oh, fucking Christ.
So,
What did I
that-
leave you with?
Now, what would that be? That would be what role would that be to be reading? from?
Knowledge, it was a combination of knowledge, nature, and heal.
Cool. Knowledge and nature.
Now I'm pointing the finger at you, being like, you did this to me just so you could get more time with your goddamn book.
Alright.
You motherfucker.
Does a 13 get me?
The 13 explains. You're taking very slow amount of time reading this book. You're
Yeah.
making sure you're sort of reading every word twice.
It's
Yeah.
the eyes. It's the crap eyesight.
Yes,
There's that too. Even though it's like close enough to, it's like alright. It's been a long day.
You're starting to
as
get a
well.
headache, basically. Yeah.
Plus, also you're moderately hungover
Oh yeah.
because you drank a shit ton of ale that was too hard to actually
keep
pass it.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what you do manage to get are there are two types of flesh crafting or flesh warping. Now, flesh warping is the very terrible thing where you magically shift and scrape the body into different things and graft very horrible things.
Yes, the
Flesh crafting is temporary bonuses through potion. That's what I'm changing it
yes.
to. So you can make a potion that affects very much like a simple alter self potion. However, it could be a matter of you quaff it, you gain a tentacle attack. Or you could quaff it, get claws and different bonuses. However, you don't get to read far enough into the types of mutations, I guess you could call them.
Yeah, but the principles are there. The idea is that the potion temporarily contains the graft necessary that
Yes.
would have otherwise been a matter of,
And-
I want to make this, I will need to chop that thing's wing off, sew it in there, apply that, and now you've got a functioning limb.
And to save on really gross squeamishness, the way I'm going to do it is if you're doing the flesh crafting, the really bad one,
Flesh warping.
flesh warping, the really bad one. Sorry, I'm getting it's the similar. It's
It's
so-
the same name, I
Yeah.
get it, we know.
Yeah. The flesh warping, if you're doing that, very bad, very painful, very violent.
Yeah.
Drow use it as ways to create very strange creatures. That's all you tend to read. But the flesh potions, I'm just going to...
Yeah.
The good version
Yes.
is less painful, less traumatic. It is simply much like a
However,
alter self potion.
they are temporary.
But they are temporary.
The
That's the thing.
flesh-
Whereas the other one is permanent.
The flesh warping is a permanent effect. And, she's reading through this, but there's only one thing that's bothering her. Somehow, despite her knowing nothing of her kin, nothing like that, all that they know that she was abandoned when she was young, she's reading through it, and somehow all the pieces are making sense.
Why people don't like the drow. Anyway,
Yes.
we shall fast forward a little now.
Mm-hmm.
We've managed to get a few decent plot threads pulled at. They're starting to put things together.
Door opens.
And this one, Addrissen and Skjaldi are escorted in with the paladin. She looks over to you. Everything seems to be quite fine and in order. To which you also hear the spirit sitting next to Stella going, if she hadn't have done that, we never would have met. And he also...
I just turn over to Stella and like,
And then you notice him create a small scroll that just drops down, and he writes, "I'm going to put that on my calendar. Our lovely little anniversary." And then it puffs into smoke.
You and I need to have a big talk about stuff.
And you hear him say that to nothing. Everyone in the room.
Hey, Stella.
She quietly closes the book and sits down attentively.
I got new gauntlets. Little gloves. It's to hide this!
I see.
You know what? Actually, no, I'm gonna...
You're going to try and intimidate?
No, I'm gonna slap you. That was highs or lows. Highs was I just sort of like shake it in your face. Lows was I fucking slap you. So I'm gonna fucking slap you.
Oh, she gonna bitch slap you.
I'm gonna try.
He's on edge.
Cool.
Plus my
You got a high AC, you're fine.
Touch AC.
Oh,
though.
touch AC.
Touch.
Shit.
Yeah.
19 versus touch.
That hits.
Cool. It was D4 plus
D4 plus 2 because of your corruption.
cold damage. Yep. So that's 6 cold damage.
Cool.
You feel this icy burn. Something that no hand could normally do.
Like I want to do the sort of like slap and then just look and go like, shit, I'm sorry.
Actually, yeah, you see even frost start to go across where you hit.
Cool. Stella's going to overreact.
Cool. I'm excited. I'm gonna
Mote
die.
of light.
I'm gonna die.
Fairy fire.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Standard action.
Yep.
Deeper darkness the entire room.
Oh goodness.
To which you hear the halfling pipe up. What the hell have I told you about magic in this? Oh, you're new. That's right, you're new to customers.
It's like, oh yeah, it's Stella.
It's like just new customers. You don't know the full rules yet.
Cool. So
And you also hear, Elizabeth, you better stop them right now. But I will continue.
Stella takes up Shillelagh.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you in the face.
How?
I see you with fairy fire.
But you've used your swift and standard.
So next turn, what are you gonna
next
do?
turn.
Yeah.
Cool. That's what I'm looking
Can
at.
I interject here and just
Yeah.
Please do. Ask them a question.
no axe right down the middle between them into the floor as a kind of that could have been either of you.
Fair.
I will allow that because, surprise rounds essentially.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I will roll
Intimidate.
to. That is a. Where's my sheet? That is a 10.
You hit the square that you're randomly attacking because it had AC 5 to hit
Yeah.
just a square. And you two manage to hear the massive clunk.
Sing.
Just give me a second. Dispel magic. Do they get it? Yes. All of a sudden, just before all this happens,
Cool.
you happen to see a sword glow, slam into the ground. The darkness, it doesn't just peel away or fade; it shatters.
Shit, that's normally like a post caster level check. Fuck.
She's a very powerful paladin. She would have beaten it regardless.
You never know.
Almost like they made
No,
light.
unless you got a natural 1, which I would just wait up on a 20.
You see Stella Shillelagh about ready to hit the shit out of
My
you.
hands just
No,
like
she
up.
still
like, sort
succeeds
of-
in the breaking.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
my
in-
hands just up
using
freaking
like
kind of
you.
thing.
She sees that she's ready. Like I was going to beat the crap out of
And
you.
I had my hands
Don't
up. like,
worry.
I'm sorry.
Here's one thing. She puts her hand to your chest and pumps healing into you. You are healed. The wound, the icy burn, like the wound that is there is gone. The burn is
Your
done.
icy bitch slap is gone.
To which the sword then goes from the ground, pointing towards Addrissen. I let you live, even with your little
I
stains.
didn't think that was gonna happen. All right.
Keep yourself cool, calm, and collected, unless you want that to progress further.
Put my gloves back on.
To which you see the spirit behind the paladin being a fuckhead
Laughing his head
going,
off.
just going, oh please don't keep cool, calm, and collected.
I'm gonna give
We're
him.
a partnership.
I'm gonna
We're crazy.
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
intimidate him with a fucking glance.
All right, go ahead.
25.
25 versus his sense motive. What is your sense motive?
My sense motive
Yes.
is my wisdom because I don't have sense motive.
All right.
So that is +1.
You got a 25. Yeah, he's gonna fail in that case. Yeah. He sort of just you see him sort of shut down a second, give this look, and just slides over towards you.
Iron Man style, my hands go down and click back in kind of thing.
It would be best if everyone here gets sleep for the night. I will continue searching for the girls, and you will have the expedition going on tomorrow morning. Jace will be in.
I hear the name, I'm just like...
You will hear Jace when he arrives, believe me.
Great.
And you will go to sleep. To which...
Can I make a fortitude save to resist non-lethal damage from staying awake?
You may.
Excellent.
Are you staying awake in the tavern?
Yes, as in like sitting in the same spot after everyone's left, getting back into the book.
I want to ask that before sleep. I'd like, hey, what have you guys been doing?
Too much.
Making contact. Way too much contact with Stella.
We were stuck on a boat for 3 days.
Punching,
she was naked.
grabbing,
14.
tripping,
Yeah.
and slapping.
I'm gonna take it like
Lots
a
of slapping.
D6
It's
been-
non-lethal
Oh,
damage.
it was like that, was it?
Yeah.
You're spending time in the
She
tavern.
got really naked.
You get given
And very,
coffee.
very drunk.
So you got a 13%.
14.
Yeah.
Well then.
Pushes you above 15 because the coffee
Dare I
gives you
say
plus
no
2.
more?
Oh,
Or
fantastic.
you say no more.
Excellent.
Or someone say no more.
Any sort of
But
just-
there's no more being said.
Pretty much.
Also, we kind of have this side thing where we're definitely going to go steal a book.
Apparently, this one's all about stealing a book and a cat burglary with cats.
But then the cats are missing, and my whole plan is falling apart. But we're gonna get back to
Now
that.
we're just doing the regular burglary.
We're just doing regular styles. Anyway, let's go to the sanctuary.
Yes, but first, Stella, during her night, the halfling sort of sits up onto the table. It wasn't your fault, you know?
Doesn't matter. It's proving to be quite the issue.
Pulls off his glove, and you happen to see his hand is black and charred. It's not your fault, you know? And you happen to notice this to be another curse that oracles take on.
Mm-hmm. She...
While my brother is a very, very powerful evoker, I was given other gifts.
Fire would have been more helpful.
No,
At least-
believe me, fire was not helpful. Anyway, you should probably get some sleep. Jace is not going to make it easy on you. I can
Yeah,
promise you
otherwise-
that.
If I try to go to sleep, I'll just be staring at the clouds in my vision all evening. I'd better do something.
He wanders off for a second, comes back. This is going to sound kind of weird, but I don't suppose you have spare blood vials of yours around?
I've been doing some experiments with them, yes.
May I have one?
Of course.
Grabs it, he wanders off again, comes back with a small mug full of a thick tea,
Mm-hmm.
and hands it to you.
I know what this is.
I know. Doesn't normally affect your kind, you're all quite immune to sleep effect.
Mm-hmm.
Please try it. Well, try it in the room. I also need to clean up, and it's kind of hard to sweep around other people.
Very well. Could have asked. She picks up the book
I
and
didn't want to be rude. You've been
She
having
picks up the book and leaves the mug. No, doesn't leave the mug. Takes the mug with her up to the room.
Cool.
She does not go to sleep. She sits there in the dark with dark vision on, reading the book.
Please, you're not going to... I will force a fucking penalty on you.
That's the point.
No, I don't want to force more penalties on people for this very important thing.
Mhm.
Fine, you will deal with a fucking...
Fatigued.
You'll be fatigued, and I'm going to say you're taking a neg 2 to your wisdom because you're not thinking straight.
Correct.
Neg 2 to wisdom, temporary, until you get sleep.
Of
and you'll be
course.
fatigued until you get sleep.
Of course.
You are a painful child, but I love you.
Here's the thing.
Actually, you know what? The oracle that gave you this gift says to you, you are a painful child, but I love it.
They're only saying that now.
Oh, again, just like Stella right now knows one of two things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
One, her brain is not going to let her go to sleep, And if she forces it, she's going to have horrible nightmares.
Yay, PTSD.
So, as the morning comes along, you just hear on your doors, and it just seems to be this really quick, rapid, down the hall, banging on everyone's doors. Get up, 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 get up!
Alright. I'm up.
Sounds like
Rush to
Jace
the
is
door.
here.
As you open the door, you happen to see the little gnome that knocked you over.
Oh.
Hi, how are you?
It's
Runs over.
you. Okay, running.
Naked to the docks. And just starts banging on everyone's door, trying to wake everyone up.
I am not only awake, but super pumped, and helping to make Jace more pumped.
Oh, he's just getting, you can just see his energy's just going
it's
up.
climbing, and I'm helping.
Mm-hmm.
Make it worse.
I give a raging song.
Oh my god, why?
Final door then. And he feels it and he's like, as he goes to knock on Stella's door, his fist just goes straight through it. Wake up!
Grab a brush and put a little makeup.
I was waiting for that.
And then he just speeds down the fucking hall.
Stella puts the book in her bag, picks up her belongings, and just starts walking out to the docks.
To which you notice there's a few flecks of blood on the fucking floor, and there's just the halfling. What's that noise I heard? My door.
It was your door.
And also your window.
I keep telling him don't drink those potions.
He seems energetic. We'll get moving.
Yes. As you make your way to the dock, you're all sort of waiting, and
So that was Jace, was it?
Quite likely, yeah.
Yeah.
He seemed somewhat energetic yesterday, but not like that.
Addicted to potions, mostly.
He's a wizard. I don't think he sleeps much, and he's very angry.
Addicted to potions, most likely. Fairly common thing with casters. Once you've got all those spells bottled, it's fun to put them on all at once.
you're very quiet and low again.
Yes.
Is that you talking, or is that Stella talking?
That is Stella talking.
Oh god,
seems very-
I'm gonna roll sense motive on that one because Stella has lost her accent. 18.
You notice that this is the same when she had the restoration and was sobered up.
She has not been drinking yet.
It's weird.
Oh, do I want to? I really want to be evil right now.
Please don't.
Do it.
I go, Stella, goodness me, you haven't started your drinking for the morning? I chuck her a bottle.
Levitate.
Yep.
Look over to the halfling.
Yeah, what?
Do you want to save this?
Grabs it, ties it to your belt. You might need it. I know where you come from.
She
You don't have to drink it, not possible.
politely puts it down on the table. I'll be fine.
Oh, you guys are at the docks.
Oh,
That's what I said. Like, you guys
Fair
are at
enough.
the docks waiting for him. He sort of comes along.
yeah.
And then...
Politely puts it down. I'll be fine.
Okay, and I pick up the bottle again.
All right.
I'll
So-
have that if she doesn't want it.
Fair enough. Pass it to you.
So
I take a swig and then pass it to you, and I'm just like, oh.
we're just waiting on Elizabeth, and she's like, "No, you're not." And she's sort of.
Is
starts
Diane's
walking
boat
along.
still here?
Pardon?
Is Diane's boat still here?
No, it is gone.
Alright, just checking.
It has started to travel. However,
Diane
actually,
sounds like
roll a
pirate
perception,
girlfriend.
Ty.
17.
You notice a very ornate dagger stuck underneath. Like, there's the jetty, like the board, and then just underneath where one of the poles are, there's a dagger with a note stuck there.
Mine! Dibs! Taking it!
There is a masterwork dagger,
Yep.
That you
and
can now
it's
use as a
mine
weapon?
now.
but there's a note that is very.
It's 1:30.
Yep, sorry. I'm keeping track.
It is a rather seductive letter
Yeah.
explaining that I'm sorry that I had to leave, but your family has called me off away on business. And she just goes through this whole thing of telling you what she assumes is the job, and that she'll be back to pick you up later when you require travel to the fort once more.
No worries.
As you're reading through, the delicate scent of perfume that she wears is just wafting over with a bit of sea salt.
Sexy pirate girlfriend.
Sexy pirate girlfriend. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
What is this spin-off show?
So, you're ready to get on the boat, and it's a good 4 or 5 hour boat ride. Considering there's no wind, but you happen to notice that there are a couple adepts using spells to push wind into the sails and move it along. Also, the fact there's also a spell alter winds.
I'm going to sulk the entire time because this boat is so slow.
It is very slow in comparison to the Sildra. But you get there, and you make your way into its small dock. There are very well chiseled, but at the same time poorly maintained stairs where bits of grass are growing out of there, leading up to this massive, almost monastery-styled wall with a huge set of doors. Which we're going to have to clear this table off in a second.
Oh, goodness.
Because this is
Move
the map.
some Stuff.
So, as you enter through there, I would assume you guys walk up.
Yep.
Where is empty?
Descend.
Cool.
Towards me.
So right
Here?
here.
Do you have a character thing?
Somewhere.
Where's...
We need a
The mini boxes over there, underneath the underneath the box there should be.
Underneath the cardboard box.
Cool. Now,
I was the
actual Skjaldi, but
I was this one.
Yep.
Nice.
Grab a bush up on a little maker.
anyway, so
I've got the crocodile chump one stuck in my head now.
you are in this. No, you walk up the stairs, I would assume, to the doors. There's huge doors, but then inside the doors there's smaller doors that small humanoids can enter. It's super fucking weird.
Yep.
And it says that this is the Western Sanctuary. There appears to be no sound coming from behind the door.
Yeah, but they're going to make it soundproof. If you're torturing a whole bunch of innocent people, you're going to make it soundproof.
Why do you think you're on an island?
Still. They have magic, guys.
No, these people hated magic.
No, I meant that's what I meant. Like, you got to make it...
Yeah. Anyway,
I
So-
look to Jason, saying that, shall we enter?
well, that's why we're here, isn't it? And he sort of pushes on the door. I believe it's stuck.
Do you have any explosives?
Looks at his hands. Probably not the best idea in this close vicinity.
I think I'm gonna try.
Yes. Big brute.
Hey.
It's a polite thing.
I'll
It
help
fits.
It's a compliment.
It fits.
Oh.
Burn is crazy.
you. I'll help you, Addrissen.
Thank you, Skjaldi.
So are you rage something, or are you actually helping with strength check?
Helping with strength check.
Cool. Is it an assist or your own?
To be fair, if you rage song me, then I get my rage benefits.
No, I've already
Waste a round on that?
Oh yeah, from the marching. Cool.
No, I've wasted one round of rage song today.
To wake everyone up.
Yeah.
Being conservative. Cool. Alright, assisting then. Where's my d20?
You mean this D20?
So that's the 13.
13.
13 to assist properly. Okay, so you get a +2 to this.
Yay, +4. 7.
The door does not seem to budge. To which now.
I get exploded. Shit.
Okay, that failed. Actually, no. I'm going to take 10 on this. To which Paladin sort of pushes everyone aside, and she just gets a shield ready.
Beams into it.
No, not beams, just pushes with a solid thing without hurting her arm, and the door cracks open a little. It appears it was locked. That was all.
Fair enough.
We are terrible heroes of light.
Yes,
Yep.
maybe she should be the destroyer.
Wow, you are being
Yeah.
mad.
She...
Anyway,
Dwarven grudges, man.
I turn over to you and be like, what the fuck crawled up into your ass this morning, Stella?
I believe the fact that you slapped your friend is also one of those things.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just scared because you were the one that caused this.
Is she
To which the
though?
spirit goes up behind, whispering in your ear but you can't hear it. No, it wasn't your fault. It was the fact that he had my dagger, my little phylactery. If he hadn't held on to that for a few days, he probably wouldn't have become
I
me.
wince crazy at that, like trying to hold back the words "shut up," but I'm just like.
Stella just sort of strokes her chin and looks at you and says that, okay, sure, maybe this is my fault. Do you want me to try and fix it?
Yes.
I'm working on a solution. That's why I didn't sleep last night.
And that's why I'm offering you some alcohol. Because clearly you haven't been sleeping.
Of course not. I have work to do. Now, turn to the paladin.
We all have work. Oh, wait, Jace. We all have work to do. Come on.
Yes,
And he
I
wanders
agree with
into
you.
the foyer.
Let's go.
Which, by the way, I have to set up some minis.
Yay! Enemies.
No, not enemies.
Aww.
Allies. For now.
Pranks.
Jace wanders in and goes there. And the paladin stands by the door.
Cool.
Please assign yourself where you wish to be inside this room.
I'll
On
follow
the
Jason
floor. No.
Cool. Jace is at what appears to be like a administration desk, front office essentially.
I'll be
rifling through some of the
peeking
doors.
around that stage left door.
That's not a door. That is what appears to be a, I guess you call it armor cupboard, essentially.
It
It's
starts
very
attacking
ornate.
you. Shit, it's amazing.
Okay, I look in the cupboard.
As you open it up, it's mostly just robes and gloves and things like that.
Okay.
Clothing, simply. However, they seem to be made of moderately fine stuff. You could roll a appraise check if you wish.
Why not? Do I have praise? I have appraise. That is a 24.
Alright. It appears that this stuff is, while not necessarily fine silks, it is a very thick wool that seems to be protecting, it seems to have a protective layer to prevent liquid from causing issues.
Anybody want a rain jacket?
What?
It appears to be white in nature.
There are some really nice jackets here that...
I'm good.
I mean, we could sell them.
I look to Jace and say, would looting be appropriate?
Yes, the people that exist here, the people that were here are terrible individuals, except for the children who are probably tortured and insane at this point.
Well,
Alright, everybody put one of these in your pack.
If you wish.
yeah.
I feel like that maybe this is not a good look for the kids to see. I'm feeling like white coat syndrome coming on hard.
Oh, no, I mean, put it in your pack. They don't see it. We take it. We sell it.
You do you, fam.
I would suggest we not weigh ourselves down this early into our escapade.
Oh, fine.
I'm
We
gonna
take
come
it on the
through.
way back.
That's the
Can you
idea.
move me through past Jace? I want to see what's to see.
Okay, so actually in the next room,
Yeah.
as you look in, it's a
it.
pretty simple room. Some benches, withering and dead plants. It seems to just be more of a nice hallway that people could wander through and not feel so claustrophobic.
Hey, I resent that.
It seems to be a bit more like a garden itself.
Okay.
In fact, there's a sunroof, things like that. Because you're around the afternoon now, the sun is sort of beaming down properly, but because they haven't been tended to effectively, the plants are dying.
That's fair.
Jace you can hear him ruffling through some things. Ha! Found it! And he's got a small board that has a metal clip on top of it. A clipboard, if you will. Yes. Big smart
Oh
ass,
my
yeah.
god.
But yeah, he pulls up a clipboard and he's flicking through some of them. Yes. This would explain a lot of things. Okay, cool. So, is there a map here? A map? Nope, no map. Damn it. Anyway,
Room by room, it seems.
it appears that would be the case.
Follow.
It's alright first.
So you go to the right. Okay.
So here.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm assuming my right.
Yep. It's
Yes.
over there.
Cool. You go into there. Everyone moves in, I would assume.
Yeah.
Following
Cool.
up.
As you move in, there seems to be a lovely little sitting room. The big circles are tables. The small circles around them are chairs. There appears to be a chessboard with a broken and almost powdered pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Good
There's some
start.
cards that are torn, some with a bit of blood on them. And one of the other desks just happens to have a few burnt papers. There is a room to your right and a room to the left.
The room.
Okay, there's a room towards me and there's a room
Away from you.
the other end. Yeah.
Stella keeps on wandering down into this way, wondering
Okay.
what might have been hidden over here.
I'm going to go the other way.
Cool, split in the party.
Alright.
Excellent plan.
So
course.
as you enter to Stella,
Yes.
as you enter this area, you notice that there are simple, thick mats that appear to be makeshift beds.
Mm-hmm.
There are several, almost all of them are full, slept in, with kids.
I found them.
What?
As you wander into your room, into your area though, Addrissen,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that there's one person who is slumped over this massive metal slab, wearing the same white coats that Skjaldi was showing. Blood, scalpels, and other tools.
And how is he looking?
He's dead.
Yeah, figured.
Super dead.
He's dead and slowly necrotizing.
Good. Good.
It reeks in this room. As soon as you open the doors, it just sort of hits you.
Found one. Well, mostly.
Alright, you might want to close that door. Are the kids alive?
They can
Heal
still...
check.
Cool. Walk up to one. Roll on heal. I've got this pretty high. 11.
11. It's not hard to detect a pulse. This kid doesn't have one.
That's bad. That is
Does anyone
bad.
have detect life?
I've got detect magic.
I figure that...
Actually, no. The paladin would wander in.
Yeah.
The paladin would have it.
Yeah, something like that.
Doesn't need to cast really. Roll to cast, but 17. 3 living.
That is very depressing.
How many
Oh, yeah.
are there, sorry?
So
Each one of them.
That's multiple.
no, it's got
No,
one in there.
One each.
One
Right,
each.
that's right then.
Yep.
Okay. So that's like a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
She holds holds a fist up, just everyone who's going to approach, wait here. She wanders to the end of the room. So the paladin who's close to near you is the big armored one. She wanders to the end where there are the 3 at the back, to which they all sit up and draw knives. And she's speaking in, if anyone has draconic language,
Yes, I do.
if anyone can overhear it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do
She's-
that. When the bodies hit the floor, I'm gonna walk over here.
When the bodies hit the floor.
She's-
When the bodies
Fun?
hit the floor.
She ends up quietly talking to them and manages to calm them down. And they drop the knives and they start crying and worrying about what's going on. Their food is running low and they didn't have the heart to try and they weren't going to eat dead bodies. Smart move, mind you. To which she states that it is probably a fair assumption to be have less people around and probably take them back to the ship. Now, I'm afraid our Ty has to leave.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Very well.
So
See you,
she asks if Ty wouldn't mind leading the kids to the ship.
Of course, I will
Cool.
take them straight out, and that'll be that.
Cool. So, catch you later. Now I'm going to... shit, I don't remember what. Doesn't matter, we can fix this. Anyway. So. very depressing scene this is.
Yeah.
Anyone who's used detect magic notices that some of the kids have, rings and braces set up, but it doesn't feel right to try and take from them. For whatever reason you may have, it doesn't feel right.
Well, they're probably rings and braces of dampening.
Entirely likely.
However, looking at the room that you were in...
No, I don't want to touch these things.
Oh, no, like the room that you were in, you noticed one or two specific ones, a small mallet and a very fine pin. Which, if you describe that, someone can roll heal check.
I'm gonna roll heal check. I don't want to roll this heal check. No.
What does a 21 get me?
You've heard of these before in one of the, in certain ritualistic things when trying to calm down more aggressive orcs. During one of the orc taming, I guess you could say, years.
Let's stop there.
Yeah, I'm going to stop there. Without
the implication is there.
Yes.
Yeah, we figured out what this thing is.
I would just say the one word that pops to mind, lobotomite.
Yeah, that's...
Without going into detail of the action.
That's the word too far.
And Stella just sort of looks around and goes, "This place will be destroyed."
Jay sort of, no, this place needs to be fixed. This was not the way it was supposed to be. We were told this was a place for study, growth, everything we needed as mages.
She doesn't say anything, gestures over to the pile of dead kids.
Yes, and you see, things can be changed. This place, yes, everything in here needs to be completely changed over. But there is a friend of ours who... The reason we're doing this expedition is so that we could build a better sanctum, a place where anyone, warriors, wizards, clerics, can learn. Actually feel safe in this area. The tower can only hold mages for so long. Besides, imagine the fortification. The Orsia Arcanus would not be under so much threat. It would take hours for people to swim or sail across the ship just to steal the book.
Well, I stand up and I look at all the dead boys and I go, and this is the cost of that?
She looks around and says...
We are not the North.
He looks and says, "Okay. Take the magic items from their bodies. If you're so happy to pillage the corpse of this building, pillage theirs."
Then I was like, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to make sure that we deal with any of the others. And the implication is that he knows something else is here. Something needs to be done first before we even consider this.
Oh, I'm gonna not pull out my sword, but just grab my sword and just go, at the scabbard and just go, "What aren't you telling us?"
Can you not feel the darkness?
Oh, I can, but
No.
you know something of it. More than we do.
Insight, which is intelligence check for both Addrissen and Stella.
Nice. Why am I using this dice? I'll keep this one, but just so I know. Yeah, no. 4.
16.
A familiar, oppressive aura in this area. Something that happened to you a few days ago.
She grits her teeth, ready Sjkaldi, and say, "They're back."
The brother and sister?
Worse.
Oh, God. Alright. Lead the way.
What's happening?
We fought the fine people who beset our church back home.
Remember Bricktop and the lady sister?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we took out the big sis. Big boy's still around, though.
Oh.
And he feels like he might have a friend with him.
Oh, shit. Alright.
And she sort of...
At that one, to be fair, at that one I'm pulling my blade out and being like, alright, lead the way.
Yeah, I unhook my axe from my back.
To which also, as you get back into the table room, before we progress any further, the reason why this is also going on, he pulls out the clipboard from his backpack.
Mm-hmm.
The mighty clipboard.
This has a list of every single child, every single volunteer that we sent in as people assuming this was going to be a nice place of study.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to make sure that the bodies are given to their parents.
I was about to ask.
That is why we are here. That is why we're trying to fix this. We're going to make sure that the parents know that they damned their children, or at least for those who didn't know what was going on, have a chance to have closure.
She looks and says, okay.
There are more than just selfish, profiteering reasons.
So you admit that there are selfish profiteering reasons?
Yes, because this place it's already built for us. We have a place that we can use to defend the rest of us, so long as we have our people, not the North.
She looks over at Addrissen, Stella that is, and says, all's fair in love and war.
This is the reason we fight, to make sure that these things aren't used.
On the contrary, we fight for them because we are the warriors of light, and we are supposed to stop the ever-encroaching darkness. This is us fighting the darkness.
If you say so. If I had my ways, I'd say this place would never be free of that taint, and we'd have to destroy this place.
The paladin pipes up and says, even I would agree on most days, but the Lady Azure assures her people that there is always a way to continue on. Always a way to push forward and change.
Well, I'm going to keep an eye on that. Like, as she says change, like, my hands sort of, like, clench up a little and go, fair enough.
Stella looks at you and says, have you given up all hope yet?
Oh no, I gave up on that long ago.
Actually. What's your charisma, by the way?
My charisma is +2. It's 15.
Alright, so the lich sort of appears again. I can see their point. I mean, I was never really a nice person in my heyday of being. Points over to the humanoids, the actual humans and stuff. He's like, when I was living. But I see their point. If they build somewhere that is actually safe, people like me won't have to find a way to study horribly. If I had an actual place to study and wasn't fearing for my life, I probably wouldn't have touched the things I touched.
I'm going to roll insight on that one. No, not insight, sorry, 5e. Sense motive against him.
Mm-hmm.
6.
You're very connected to this individual, so the checks will be low.
I'm fine to fail that. Like,
no, this is actually something that I wanted to put across to you in general.
Yep.
This guy, there is two halves of this coin. There is the side that is tainted by the darkness that is creating a phylactery, which requires often souls and blood and things like that.
Yeah.
The dagger itself happens to have also been used for some horrifying shit.
It's almost like it's sacrificial.
However, you can tell that he only did this because if I was going to be labeled a monster, I may as well have been able to defend myself.
It's almost like
the Vile Witch is the same situation. If I'm going to be labeled a monster, I'll give them a monster.
Interesting.
Only he never got a chance to become that.
Can I talk to him in my head?
Yes, you actually can.
Cool.
You can feel the somewhat empathic link.
By that logic, we should stop fighting evil forever. For if you can justify the means with this, like I sort of like just grab the dagger on the side, then there's no point fighting for the morals that we stand for. If you feel that you're justified in this, then there's no point.
Can I just bring something in out of character? So, what I'm getting at least what this guy is trying to say, is that if magic wasn't so hated and he didn't know anything about it, but he still found he had a talent for it, he wouldn't have gone to strange places and used whatever magic he found. It's an education thing.
Yeah, but but there's still, like, in my mind, there's still the step of you dabbled with blood magic. Like, there has to be a point where you consciously chose to kill people for further knowledge. Now, it might be innocent, the reasons that you went for that, and you were like, I just had to because they persecuted me. But
Arcana or Planes, actually. This can help.
Arcana. 13. Actually, I'm going to use my motive light on that to get a plus 10.
Plus 10?
23.
Alright. Your mind flashes, in fact, as you use the motive light. It doesn't just flash, it shows you images flickering, things like that.
I'm assuming stuff that, like, I haven't seen, kind of thing.
History.
Yep.
You see the first war.
Yep.
Between the humans who were fighting for the love of the dragons. You see how that ended. It ended by using magic. Well, it ended with the dragon mother herself killing her children to make sure that no one had access to the power.
Yep.
However, by doing so, she gave the mist. The blood
the
soaked
world.
into the soil, it became the mist.
Yep.
However, in doing so, she also had the ability to take out her husband, the father of dragons. Then it flashes over to the Eidolon Wars, and you happen to see something quite impressive. In fact, everyone's seeing this thing as like a flickering image. You're just able to see and hear what's going on properly.
Yep.
4 elemental, I guess you could say archfiends, would be how people, like, what comes to mind, but at the same time, 4 elemental eidolons come to mind. A flaming warrior, almost in the form of a demon wielding a massive great axe.
Ifrit, hello.
Yes. From images, you would assume this is stories of Ifrit. And vaguely sounds exactly like your mother would have described him.
Jesus Christ.
There is a woman who wields a spear that is basically just a massive icicle. As well as it's strapped to her back, and you can see that she also uses her fists.
Yep.
She seems to be very much like a brawler. Yes. There is a large thunderbird. Well, a snake that has wings that is also imbued by the elemental of lightning.
Quetzalcoatl.
Yes. And then, hang on, so there was fire, ice, lightning.
Earth.
Yes. And the earth, there is the massive mountain that has both the earth element and a very strange light beyond it. This is known as Alexander. Alexander the Great Titan.
Ha! Nice.
And then all of a sudden the orb slowly dies out of light as it is you've expended its energy, and you're starting to realize that all of this could be avoided if people took their time to understand that magic is used for defense, for study, war if necessary. It's not a horrible thing.
Magic is used for the sake of the people.
Exactly. And the only you're piecing together, most of this comes from the fact that the North and the people that have the similar thoughts of the North keep causing these wars to start. In fact, the last little bit in that flash that you see is the one that has Alexander appears to be the image of the coins that you found in the mansion over in Magna. King Arculos and King Asgoth fighting. Asgoth had Bahamut as his eidolon. Arculos, alongside 3 other individuals, all took out Bahamut and pushed him out of the plane once more. And from what you're gathering, there's obviously a 4th individual who would be better as a ruler than King Asgoth. Because you're noticing a elven woman. We're talking similar skin tone as Stella, only less of a dark, ashy sort of thing, and more of a midnight.
Do I recognize this person?
No, actually, your mother is proper Sylvanan, wasn't she? And your father was sort of just
traveling
born. This woman doesn't look like your mother, but the skin tone is very familiar of your mother's, so definitely Dusk Elf.
Okay.
Then there is a dwarf. I'm going to get you to roll me an intelligence check, Stella.
11.
11? This is close to home. Big, stocky, brawny battle drum. Your father. He looks like your father probably... Well, we're 147th year of the war. Well, 147th year after the Eidolon War.
Dwarves tend to live for 250 years.
Yep.
250 as a minimum.
Yeah.
That's him way back in when he was a roughly teenager. So it's almost like you guys have been linked to every single other hero of light constantly.
God damn it, Avatar flashbacks.
It is brilliant. And then the Lich says, I don't justify my means. I found a way to make myself stronger, better, more safe. I happened to fail in doing so, and it caused a corruption in my mind. If I had the choice, I wouldn't have continued after realizing what damage was done. But I didn't have a choice. because no one had a chance to study. No one has a chance to set up the proper precautions.
Skjaldi, do you mind passing me that bottle of ale?
Cool. When he says that,
I look at what's left of the bottle.
Like a shot? Or
There's
is it
enough.
completely empty?
as he says that, then I'm going to sort of look in my head over to him and just say, if you've studied this and you spent all of your lives doing what you did, I don't feel like you're willing to share that.
What do you mean?
This power that you've found. Are you telling me that you're just willing to give up this knowledge that took you power and corruption to find its way to?
Why do you think I forced myself into the dagger? The last little bit of me that was sane enough.
Fear? Trying to stay alive?
Well, there is
Trying to
that.
correct the mistakes you might have made on this path?
Exactly. The point was, if someone could find the dagger, someone who was capable enough to either purify the soul or simply work in tandem with me to understand the deeper mystery that was magic, there might be a way to prevent the downsides and actually use it for proper use. And he actually pulls up, prestidigitation. He sort of conjures a small book. It can't open or anything like that. It's just this solid thing. But you happen to notice, there's one, splits off into 4. So there's 4 books, and then he also pulls out another small, tiny pocket book essentially, and you're seeing different names all following Arcanus. The Orseer is one of them. So there's the Book of White Magic, the Book of Black Magic, the Book of Blood Magic, and the Book of essentially Magical Purging, Purdo Magica, or Purdo Arcanus. The idea behind, he says, I found this one as the blood magic moves forward. I happened to find a way to get rid of it. I sent it to people who could protect it better. Anyway, beyond that one, these books are all capable of helping us understand the true meanings of spells. But this one, as he reveals the tiny little book, this belonged to me. And he hands it towards you. Would you take it, Addrissen?
Yep.
As you take it, the book is solid, and a book appears in his hand out of black smoke.
Ah, you're getting better at magic then.
Go on, open it.
What's in?
You see a small drawing of the young man that he once was, because you can see he's very much like a skeletal lich.
Yeah,
He's
it's freaking Celebrimbor style. Like, just like something like a wraith kind of thing.
But you happen to see a very young human male, and the book starts to move in strange patterns, almost hypnotic. No will saves needed, not actual hypnotic. But it shows a young boy in a village. When he discovered his magic, he was threatened by so many people. We're talking a 10-year-old here. He was eventually forced out of town by age 13. He started studying more and more about necromancy. One of the things he learnt from one of his studies was that necromancy was never a bad thing, originally. People who use animate dead, even the lesser animate dead that just creates a husk temporarily, even permanently, allowed people to have a moment of goodbye if they didn't get a chance to. Necromancy was always used, in some cultures used for the ability to allow others to have just the final moments with family and friends and people they enjoy. Others used it for war, obviously. And then he also heard rumours of his village going to be attacked by orcs. So what did he do? He started animating skeletal animals, birds, wolves, whatever was in the cave that he fled to. And when these skeletons and zombies attacked the orcs and saved the village, they realized, something bigger and badder is up in mountains. They went over to the caves, trying to attack the kid. The kid managed to fend them off with the undead creatures. No one was hurt. No one. Everyone thought that was just them being lucky. When they came again, he was already the Lich. And you're seeing this shift. He only ever did this to protect the people he actually cared about, even though they forced him out of town. That last little bit of sanity that kept him going went when that village disappeared. And I'm not talking died. Disappeared.
Yep.
And not by his hand.
I wonder who did that.
And so he has been, when he realized that the rest of what was anchoring him to the world was slowly slipping away, he forced himself into the dagger. At least one material thing that he had created that was still part of him. And now it starts to become a bit clearer that he only ever did the bad things that he did in order to help others. That wasn't necessarily a good thing. It doesn't necessarily justify any of the damage he may have done over the course of time. And he says outright, I don't justify what I did. Half the animals I had to kill myself with that dagger. But the fact that I did it in order to keep everyone alive, I feel like that deserved a lot more respect than what was given. The Vile Witch could have been a very powerful individual who could have helped the world and made a better place. But because of what happened here, all the torture, all the dissection, all the lobotomies, she saw so many things and needed to save everyone. If I had the choice to destroy the people who threatened my village, once and for all, completely, for good, I'd take that option. I'd harm those who harmed me. She went too far. This is a very depressing episode. I need to get this to the actors.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just trying to think how he's going to
Apologies for depression.
Oh, no, as in, like, as soon as you're done,
this.
Stella's going to yell something stupid because he's... I say that right now. She's tired and taking penalties to this. She's already kind of...
I'm drinking, yay!
Yep.
I'm trying to think what Addrissen's reaction to this would be, because it's... Alright, one more check. Let's see if he finds me. Cool. So, old man, looks like we got more in common than I thought. I'm not really sure how I feel about that, but I know what it's like to be bullied for something that makes you different. And now, apparently I have a knuckleve inside my bones. A spirit that's causing me to take up the mantle of the Destroyer, giving me access to this magic.
Oh, yes! Knowledge history check for this thing. What's your intelligence?
+2.
+2? Cool. That definitely helps. Being a spirit, it's just going to have an NPC plot device.
Cool. Yeah.
You don't have the knuckleve specifically. The knuckleve was the previous. You know very little of the Heroes of Light.
It's almost like I've been that one for about, what, 3-4 weeks now? Yeah, it's very sudden.
And that's fair. That is fair. Here's the thing. Every single warrior was blessed by the previous. They get to choose their path. You don't have to be the Destroyer. The lovely woman over there with her massive axe does not necessarily need to be the Warcaller. She is clearly not the Woodwarder. She's not even the Queen of the Lost by the looks of things.
Oh, trust me, give her some alcohol, she starts getting pretty lost.
Oh, there we go. There's some uplifting. Oh, I can see it. I remember. Hang on a second. Page 33, as he points to his book. As you flick through. So far from what you're reading in this book and thinking about Stella, she's slowly becoming the Mother of Life.
Okay.
Also known as the Lightbringer, the Purger of Darkness, or the Destroyer of the Underdark.
Just eyes look up at Stella on that one and just look back down, back up and back down and back up and back down.
Right, I'm sick of this fucking sentimental shit. Let's go kill some fucking idiots.
Close the book.
Cool. So, now,
I'm just gonna
that was a long-winded...
little whisper before we finish, and I go, well, if she's working in the light, I think we need to talk about me working in the dark.
Darkness and light are always go well hand in hand. You can't have one without the other.
We need to balance it, and I figured that Destroyer might not need to be my name. I think shadow. Sticks a bit better.
You know, the god that hates the undead, but at the same time, I think you would get along well with her. Sorry, being potentially undead, partially undead, works well.
I want to roll religion on that one when he mentions that.
Yeah. Good.
That is a 13.
Alright, so you would remember a vague old god, very unnamed.
Yeah, old gods.
Actually, no.
Zonkuthon.
Not.
Zonkuthon.
No.
Fuck off. Not Zonkuthon.
Okay.
No, I know.
I wish that the camera was here now because I can tell that the look on my face.
I said it for you, buddy.
Now, there are several names that comes to mind, but I will allow one more knowledge religion check to sort of push it at a +2.
19.
Hades comes to mind. Yeah. He is going to replace Pharasma from Pathfinder. He catalogues the dead, he assigns them where they need to be, or leaves them in his neutral plane of the underworld. Cool. Also known as the Underdark half the time. There is a section... Okay, actually, no. Replace that a little bit.
Yep.
There is a section in the Underdark that is the Underworld.
Yep.
There is deeper layers to this place. Now, Hades doesn't like when spirits and bones get pulled out of the underworld, but at the same time, when undead creatures come out of nowhere with no original source of magic, it is often because Hades has seen that there needs to be some sort of cleansing, some evil that needs to be dealt with. People have probably made contact with him and he's made a deal with them.
Writing that down.
And looking at it, if you were to find a way to talk to Hades, you might be able to get a good conversation going to being the undead champion of Hades.
So multi-classing is a thing, right?
Yes.
We'll look into that later.
You could also just be classified as the champion instead of the destroyer.
Oh, the champion of darkness sounds fucking cool to me.
Yeah.
The prince of darkness sounds cooler as well.
Yes, it does. Queen of the Lost, soon to be the Lightbringer.
The destroyer.
The destroyer
My
soon to
hands
be...
are primed. They are ready. They are pointing. They are clapped together. Boy!
Yes.
With that, please move your characters to the next room.
You shouldn't have touched me with a rage of undeath. I'm happy.
Into the place with the 3 long brown segments. No.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Yes, there.
Yeah, that's not 3. That's like 7.
6.
I said the long brown segments. I should have said the short ones underneath.
Yep.
This seems to be a cafeteria of sorts. There's a room to the left and a path leading to the right.
I guess we go to the left.
Cool. Yes. So you're going to the left to what appears to be so close to me.
Yep.
It appears to be a staff quarters. Every bed has a desk, end table next to it, and there appears to be a massive wardrobe again, or well, no, not wardrobe. It seems to be a locked cupboard at the end of the room.
Neat.
Would you like to go through some things? Also, Jace is going through some of the drawers.
I go through the desks.
Cool. So Jace goes through one of them, and he's just like, nothing important. And you hear a clatter of metal as there's another blood-soaked needle. Oh. That one, I don't like that one. Shuts the drawer and just sort of walks out into the cafeteria. As Skjaldi goes through some of the end tables, you happen to find notebooks, journals, one of which happens to be from a spy. Ooh. A spy for the West. Ooh. Most of the journals that you read are descriptions on what these people have been doing. Without going into detail fully, it does go through the incredible details of it goes through the protocol of their tortures. The way they deal with it, the way they get it done. It's gruesome, it is gross, it is not something to continue on any further. The spy, however, happens to notice that one of the person that runs this place specifically was forcing the children to make magical items. They also found deep beneath, deep in the bottom of this building, which they have now completely sealed up, and they have thrown so much sand down there that it is impossible to get into the basement now. They happen to have found a mighty axe. This axe has strange runes and glyphs all upon it, and writing that they cannot translate. This axe is locked in the reliquary, which you now find in one of the books, in the spy's book, a map leading to the big room at the end of this map here that we've got, with all the different shelves and tables. So, you know that in that room there is going to be lots and lots of potential magical items. In a couple other drawers, well, in the last two drawers, getting closer to me, there are some. You know what? Actually, in the spy's drawer and in one of the other drawers, there happens to be a strange green powder.
Okay. Can I potentially identify
Knowledge
this?
to nature.
I have that reasonably well.
Or survival, one of the two.
What does a 21 get me?
You know that this is a sedative, sort of, known as smoke leaf.
Okay. So, from the incredibly emotional journey that we have gone through, discovering the history of not only our past, but the interconnection and the terror that has happened in these places, we've gone from that to dank weed.
Yes, essentially, it is this world's equivalent to marijuana.
Did they shoot 12 marijuanas into their eyeballs?
Really glad that we don't monetize our shit just yet, because I can see this just getting flagged.
Oh my god. Okay, Stella is in fun Stella mode. Okay, so she's saying that, oh, I know what this is, I know what this is, I know what this is. Very important, we'll deal with it later. This is gonna be fucking awesome.
Anyway.
Does that even affect you?
Go one way to find out.
So, there is just that last cupboard that seems to have a massive padlock stuck to it.
I'll answer the question.
Okay, roll an attack roll.
That is a lot.
Is it above a 10?
It's above a 10.
Alright, roll damage.
Oh, shit.
An axe is a d12, I believe.
Great
D12
axe
plus
is
your
in.
strength.
Sunder. Da, 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 da.
It doesn't. Oh, yeah, it does. D12.
Yep.
D12 plus your strength, plus strength and a half, because it's two-handed.
So.
Well, half your
16.
16? 16 damage? What? 16 damage? The chain and the lock breaks. And
I asked the padlock a question on the cupboard down the
I'm
end.
guessing the answer was I open.
yes,
Yes, it was.
as it opens, several weapons clatter to the ground. Mostly swords, a couple crossbows. You would assume that these people were trying to stop any escapees as well. So yeah, they're mostly well-crafted weapons. They also seem to be very much northern craft.
Seen these before.
Yes. Now there's only one more room to travel into.
We're going there.
So, to the end of this room. Oh god, I'm gonna have to carry my fucking microphone with me as I do the battle with you guys.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Or I'll move over to Octavia's microphone.
Yeah, that would actually work.
That'll actually work.
Alright.
Head to Octavia's seat. Things are fortuitous.
I mean, no, there's no combat coming now. We're not getting into a fight. No, not at all.
No, you're definitely getting into a fight.
Yeah.
The boss battle.
Woo! All right, gonna get all my dailies ready.
So, Paladin multi-clock.
Keep your bab. Divine grace is amazing.
Alright.
And I'm a charisma caster.
So, with this, I'm hoping that my microphone is working well on that one. Should have grabbed the minis.
But yes, we make our way into the final room. Stella is looking in a much happier mood. So then, big fella, look, I just want to say sorry about earlier. I was,
Yep, you got nothing to say sorry for. I was the one who lashed out at you. Like, you were just doing... I even gave you permission. Like... It's never mind. All right, let's forget about it. Put my hand out and like check my hand for the glove quickly, and then put the hand out again.
Hey, looks fine to me.
Slap.
So,
What?
Kidding.
You cheeky buddy. Like,
I mean,
with the
technically,
glove, just a little slap on the back.
hey, because you got your glove on, there's no problem. If you had your bones, it would hurt. So,
Oh, that'd be great. Give someone a handshake.
position yourselves close to this area.
Go in the front.
If you
I'll be pretty front.
Yep.
And where would Stella be located?
Behind
Probably
me.
the back.
I'm putting you behind me. I'm just like, no.
Cool. As you enter, you notice a strange individual. Well, not strange.
A familiar looking individual?
No.
Ooh.
A stranger for sure.
A stranger.
Stranger danger.
Wearing black robes and I believe...
A strange magician. Definitely stranger danger.
Well, black robes. Hang on a second. I've got to pull out my file on this individual.
Free candy?
No.
Damn it. I want the free candy.
Yeah, sorry, I just remembered the really horrifying thing here. Alright, so this individual appears to be... She has somewhat ashen hair that sort of dies down into a sort of rusted metal sort of colour. And she is moving her hands in very intricate patterns at one of these massive cases where an axe floats in the middle of it.
I see this axe and I go, shotgun!
I was wondering when the killers would be around.
The killers?
As she turns around, she goes, yes, murderers of Eshu and murderers of my sister.
Oh! So you're sisters with that bitch.
You remember the town Eshu that was mentioned? The village?
Yep.
You don't recall it actually being dead, you just recall it being cursed.
No, the sister.
Oh yeah, no, the sister is
Like
dead.
the one that we killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one you killed
I'm
is
calling
gone.
her a bitch.
Yeah,
What
you're
happened
with
to
her,
their
but-
shoe?
Oh. It appears that your self-righteousness is outweighed by your greed and adventure.
Come again?
So it goes, beg the fuck your pardon?
Well, you were guided
Are you fucking telling me?
that my sister completely eliminated that town. You know, one of my other ones.
Sword drawn.
Oh no.
Hmm?
Oh no. This is Stella very mad.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Now, just for remember, which one's a shoe again?
Eshu was a small
The
village that went through, as you passed through to get to the church.
Yep.
And
It
we
seemed like it
sort
was-
of decided that the White Lotus Army should be able to take care of that.
Oh yeah, we decided to go to the church instead, didn't we? Fucking.
Yep.
You decided to come to the city.
Arculos.
Yep.
You already went
Instead
through
of
the
Eshu.
church.
We made the choice and thought, we were convinced that we were more important than just protecting a city.
Fair enough.
Yes, so she's kind of putting it out that because you guys thought that the village was not worth investigating, you were the ones that killed it.
Okay, so...
Sure.
She's chaotic evil.
Oh, I know.
Tell you right
and
now.
I don't give a shit about that. It's like if we were if we were put on trial for all the actions we didn't commit, we'd be burned at the stake.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But here's the thing: she's
no.
trying to sow the seeds of chaos.
Oh, I know, and I'm looking at her pissed off like, you need to die now.
Actually, wrong one. That's her. Right. Anyway,
Cool.
sorry, I had other things set up. Now,
Cool. Stella takes an action.
perception first.
Cool. Perception.
Everyone.
Can I see?
Actually, no, you can't. 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Everyone else can roll perception though.
Ooh. 27.
27.
18 plus stuff. That stuff is...
Octavia forgot her laptop.
What?
Octavia forgot her laptop.
Oh no.
Can she still do the lab?
What?
Don't worry. We'll
she's
go through
coming,
it.
she's coming back.
Oh.
Cool. Anyway, so what'd you get? Sorry.
18 plus 5, so that's
23?
23.
And you
Yeah,
got 27.
27.
You happen not to see something. You happen to notice a tail pointing out from one of the doors, one of the cabinets.
Cool. That's a good question. Can I use that ability?
What ability? What ability?
Don't worry now.
But you notice that her stance seems like she's waiting for a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just like, come on, don't you want to destroy someone who is trying to make things hard for you?
Well, I prefer to see people face to face, you know? None of this deception and hiding in the shadows.
Oh, why don't you come out then, little one? And this interesting, similar to Hideyasu, the tiefling, steps out. She steps out and she just sort of grins with razor-sharp teeth.
Yeah, that one's mine.
Well, shall we?
Ah!
Alright.
Screaming.
Initiative time, as she draws this very fine rapier.
Don't screw me now. Yay.
Boo.
Yay!
Oh no, I'm going first, aren't I? Oh no.
What'd you get?
Well, I got 21,
Yeah.
which means I'm going to charge in alone
Yeah.
with 21 hit points.
Oh.
Yay.
You don't have to charge in.
Mudball.
Really?
Being the champion, trying to change your fate, you could try and take it a different route.
Yeah, but I put all my feet into charge. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I might have a snap decision, to be honest.
Well, to be fair,
Would you even make it charging?
Let's
Oh, yeah.
see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I would. Because I've got 40 feet of movement, and I double my speed when I charge.
Oh wow.
Okay, just grabbing... right, so we have this one, who has an initiative of that. Alright, that's fine. So that is a... Not 19, 9. God damn it. And last but not least, our lovely little individual, which was this one, has also... Ooh. You said 21, yes?
Yep.
Cool, what's your initiative modifier?
+2.
Cool. This works really well. Yeah, sorry about I this is...
That's fine.
The good thing is we get to cut this part.
True.
Leading up to all this issue.
Pathfinder Society.
we shall not speak. We shall not speak.
We cut.
Yes. Anyway, so what did Stella get?
8. Yeah.
What did Skjaldi get?
19. So not that much slower than you.
This can be moderately good for you,
Yep.
considering all the different things. However,
But I want to smash.
Please no.
Rebecca, let me smash.
Please no.
Okay, let me smash.
Because if I drop her, I get cleave.
Alright, right now I need a rock because I need to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
well, the young-looking tiefling,
I got you, blue. She doesn't want blue.
she turns around
You want yellow.
and
Blue and yellow.
she moves her hands in strange fashion,
Yep.
touches this one, and you notice that a golden aura lines through her chain shirt.
Ouch.
Well, no, not golden aura, a more silvery grey aura glows from it.
Do I know what that is?
Spellcraft
Haha.
within... Yeah, you can do it now, I guess, because it's a standard action thing. You
Uh,
got an 18, you got this.
Yeah.
She casts Shield of Faith.
Oh, motherfucker.
So now she gets a +2, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe +3, depending on the level thing.
Yep.
Faith. Shield of Faith. +2, additional 1 for every 6 levels. Nope, all good. So just +2 at the moment.
Cool.
Addrissen, it is your turn. Oh shit, I was going to roll the Paladin, which got less than Stella.
Oh wow.
She's wearing a lot of heavy armor.
That's well, if you're proficient with it, doesn't apply to you fucking.
I really want to charge. It's so tempting.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna get me killed, but I gotta charge.
You do have other things you can do, like cast a spell.
I have to blood rage to do those, and none of them are really that useful, to be honest.
Oddball.
I think you can cast spells without raging.
No, I have to blood rage.
I'm 80% sure. 80%.
80%. Solid 22% sure. Solid 15% sure.
Gotta make sure, because that is actually strange. I'm pretty sure that you can cast, it's just you're able to cast spells while blood raging.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure. And again, you've got me doubting because you're
beginning
convinced.
Beginning 4th level blood rage gains the ability to cast a small number of arcane spells drawn from the blood rage spell list. To learn or cast a spell, blood rage must have that.
While blood raging. You can make concentration. Oh, so yep. So he
like
can
other spellcasters, blood rage can cast only a certain number of spells each day. His base daily spell when he receives a spell blood.
Oh. Gains the ability to cast spells even while blood raging.
Yeah, even while. So you can cast it without raging.
That changes things. Okay.
Yeah, it makes it a lot better in the sense of while you're raging, you can cast spells still, but you still can't use intelligence, charisma, and wisdom-based skill checks.
Yeah.
Makes sense, because you're raging out, yeah.
Raging,
but you can the only charisma-based skill check you could use, technically, is your spells.
Because otherwise, you would have to exit rage, be fatigued, then cast a spell, and then do it.
And it doesn't seem to work well, especially if you're getting spells regardless.
Exactly.
So, with that, it is Addrissen's turn.
Cool. Sorry, I just...
More
just options have just popped up now, so...
That's why, like I said, you don't have to charge in. You've got spells that you've set up that you could prepare first.
Cool. I can't do that yet. So I can't see that yet.
Just know that if you don't charge, I will be buffing the shit out of you.
I know. I can charge later. Alright, I'm going to hold my action, start casting Mud Ball, and go, Stella! On the top!
Oh, okay. Cool.
Nice.
Okay, ready?
So, commixture. You cast to him, technically. He then uses...
Yep.
Cool. So
you don't have the feet...
do we have to be standing next to each other for that to work?
Adjacent, so...
Which is behind.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm adjacent to you, so we can still do it.
So she simply just touches your back and can charge through
and I'm basically going to hold that weight till someone gets close enough that I can toss it at them.
Yep.
Cool. So, Skjaldi, your turn.
Charge! No, I'm kidding.
I'm going to move over to that. No, to that. Behind that. Yeah.
Yep. Standard Overwatch procedure.
4, 5, 6.
Not Overwatch. Standard.
You can move twice to move behind there.
1, 2, 3. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. What's your speed?
30 feet.
Cool.
Yes.
So that's your whole turn to get that going.
Cool.
Cool. So then it comes to this person. She moves up 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. And then
Excuse me.
she just... Alright. She's already got that set up. Cool. She begins preparing to cast a spell. And that is her turn.
Cool.
She uses a move action, then a standard action to start casting.
Cool. Alright.
Then it goes to... Your lovely little gnome friend goes, "Don't worry. She thinks she's good with her magic. Check this!" As he holds his hand up, a sword made of... You've seen Magic Missile. Essentially, Magic Missile's blue energy appears into his hand. He takes 5, 10, 15,
Oh no,
20
we're gonna get the
feet
shit suit out of us by Lucasfilms.
and then he gets ready, much like a swashbuckler would. Well, no, much like a fencer would. It's more like a fencing sword. And he's just ready.
Oh, it's adorable because he's so short. Sorry.
However, it appears to be a long sword, which means it's really powerful.
Yep.
And also because of his school, it technically gains damage bonuses because of his level.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. Now it is something else's turn.
The blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Pardon?
No.
Nope, that's after Stella.
No. Alright. I need perception from Skjaldi and Addrissen.
Yep.
Crit fail.
27.
Hang on. You manage to notice, you at least hear something clanking and clamoring around towards
Falls over.
Skjaldi. No. Fat rolling from Dark Souls. No, you happen to hear something crunch towards, but you cannot see which direction.
Can I make a call out to Skjaldi?
You may. To prepare.
Behind the case?
Not even that, just like, heads up! Someone moving towards you!
And there appears
Yeah, I
to
can
be-
scream at people because I'm not blood raging.
Yeah,
This is
you-
different. I can be intelligent.
Yeah.
Now it's Stella's turn.
Cool. Swift action. Grant you the teamwork feat. Boom. You know this. Ready action. Whenever you cast the spell, our ready actions go off at the same time. I imbue it with the power of fire belly. You
How
are
far does Mudball go?
It
again?
is 20 feet, but there would be range penalties until the next.
Isn't it 20 feet
brackets.
plus 5 per level?
Yeah, and since
yes.
that becomes my caster level, it becomes 4.
It's
So
already 4 for him as well.
Yep.
no,
Yeah.
his caster level's 1.
Oh, right, yes.
So I just got my casting this level.
Right, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So 4, 5, so 20, so 40 feet right now.
10,
3,
15,
4,
25,
5,
30,
6, 7,
35,
8.
40. Okay.
I can take a -2 to push it to the next limit, yeah?
Yep, which would reach
Yep.
her.
Cool.
Range touch attack against them.
Yep.
Come on, roll good.
Which at least your dexterity is...
Damn. Range touch attack, that's going to be 5.
Add my caster level to it.
Yep, so plus 4, so 7, plus 2, 9, plus babble 4. 13 down to 11. Now I just need to double check if blood casting adds anything to that.
Just
No.
a moment. So Farah gets her AC being... Where is it? Where the heck did you put it? Her touch... 11 you said?
11 verse touch.
Alright. It misses, but I'll say because lava splash.
Oh.
Sweet.
So,
Yeah.
Ouch.
we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Mhm.
Cool.
on a D8. Really? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 8. Alright. So it splashes over here
Yep.
and starts burning into the bookcase. You happen to notice the glimmer of magical items because of your stuff's going on.
Did we hit?
We missed!
Alright, next turn.
The paladin steps up as well, and she prepares her weapon, readying.
Yep.
Back to the top. Our lovely individual, a lovely tiefling maiden, walks up, and she just sort of adjusts she seems very awkward when she does it, but she's adjusting the aim and positioning of her friend.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that she's trying to aid her in making a better attack. And now it's Addrissen's turn.
Yep, just need to double check how many spells I've got.
Whew, this is going to be a long battle.
This is going to be a long battle. Tempted to do something crazy.
Sure.
Cool. So what penalties do I take to movement if I grapple Stella?
So if Stella's willing,
Yep.
you can just hold her up.
Yep.
I believe it just adds weight to you.
Yeah, so
Oh, cool. So
I
that's-
weigh about 180 pounds.
That definitely hits my medium. It's my heavy load.
It hits a heavy load,
Yep.
but that would still mean that you'd be able to carry her along
Yep.
with 15-foot movement. Oh, no, because you're 40 foot.
Yep.
You'd go down to 30 to 25 feet movement, I believe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you have...
I'd probably still be able to just use some of my abilities at range.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Yeah, no, I'll say to you. I'll say. I'll be back I'll be back in a minute. Got to do something, and I start running.
Cool.
All right.
And I'm gonna start screaming as I run,
Cool.
and I'm going to try and hit this lady.
This one.
Yep. Because if I
Alright.
moved a step further, that'd be attack opportunity.
Yes.
Yep.
So you're going to attack her.
Yep.
Cool. Her AC is at a certain point.
Cool.
Um,
Power attack, blood rage, charge.
Power attack, blood rage, charge. Cool. All right.
+2, -1, +2, so +3,
Oh, this is going to get rough.
+10.
Plus 10.
Come on, that's just painful. 13.
13 misses.
Figured as much.
All
Cool.
right.
Yep.
Skjaldi, your turn.
I'm going to round that corner
Which corner?
The inside corner.
So around here?
No, the other way.
This way?
Yeah.
And which are you going to be walking this way or?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, as you get to there, though, he's already prepared an action to jump out and stab either side. So long as someone gets into his attack range.
Okay.
What is your AC?
My AC is...
Because of your running as well, you completely moved past and missed seeing this hulk of a demon, mind you.
16.
16 is your AC?
Yep.
Alright. He is wielding a... Whoa. Now, weapons with trip. If I remember correctly, you can attack and then use trip, or...
No, you have to make a trip action. However, if you fail, you can just drop the weapon instead of the opponent.
So it doesn't
getting
do
a free trip
damage,
attempt at
it's
you.
just a combat
Cool.
maneuver.
Yeah.
Well, he's already got the combat maneuver feat for it, I believe. No, I did not take it. Strange. Weird. Just a second, making sure. Weird. I don't know why he didn't take that. Well, why I didn't put that there. Anyway, he just goes to take a massive swing with this strangely curved blade, one-handed. So what was your AC again, sorry?
16.
16. You'd be flat-footed.
Yep. So minus your armor class. Minus
Because
your
you weren't
dexterity.
aware of him.
Oh,
So dexterity, minus your dexterity.
So my flat-footed AC is 14.
Alright, well he misses, as you just see this curved blade sort of swing towards, and sort of, for a second it sort of pins your head to the bookcase, but the curve of the blade doesn't actually hit into your neck, and he pulls it out of the case again. So you're able to continue moving through, because that was only 5, 10, 15. So you could move another 10 feet, or you could just attack the guy.
I'm going to move one more square.
Alright, that will provoke an attack of opportunity
Oh, yeah,
because
right.
I'm moving through a threatened space.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
You move away.
Just swing at him. Yeah.
So I can swing at him from here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I will be doing that.
Cool, go for it.
Where's my sheet? There we go. I will rage. I will a raging song.
Mm-hmm.
So
Whoever takes it can take it.
Now I don't have to waste my rounds anymore. Yeah.
So whoever wants my raging song.
Because my powers are, I can hit ghosts, and when I charge and hit, they're shaken. So I'm just gonna use those rounds now.
Good idea.
And that sucks.
It's a performance check to activate, wasn't it? Or was it just move action?
It's,
Oh, you're just attacking, right?
this is the attack.
Yeah, it just activates. Start raging as a standard.
Yep.
Oh, standard.
Stand action, begin raging.
Standard action, begin raging.
Cool.
I'll help next round, trust me. I can,
Alright.
trip him, and then you just smack him in the head.
Sounds good.
Now,
If I don't die.
uh,
look, I left Stella all the way back there.
you're also now face to face with this individual.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you notice that her weapon glows with a strange magical light as she takes a thrust towards you.
Cool.
Your AC is what?
16 now. No, 17. Yay, my armor class is higher.
hits.
Shizzle. Crap.
Thankfully, not critical,
Good.
considering she's attacking you with a rapier. So it is a d6 plus this. You take.
Yep.
Hang on. 11 points of damage.
Okay.
You feel the magical burn go through.
Down to 16. Yay.
Now, Jace,
Cool.
the little man that he is.
Help.
Actually, hang on. Did I give him that? I think I did give him that. So.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Jace charges along.
Oh my god.
He has fleet. He gets 5 feet movement extra.
He's
So
a
he charges
fast
through
little-
and slashes with this force longsword.
Into their kneecaps.
And I believe, based on all the stuff, that is a hit. He's got a lot riding on it.
Is he charging?
Yes.
Cool. More
So
damage.
d6 plus. Okay, so it does 1 plus strength, which is only 1. So it hits for 2 plus. He does 5 points of damage with it.
Plus charging.
Okay, plus 7 points of damage with it.
Cool.
Cool.
You can see it sort of pass through all her armor, though. Really, like
Yeah,
almost burning through it magically. but it's still like trying to chink through the armor.
Yep.
It hurts her a lot though, as you could tell. Then we go to Big Bad Monster Man.
Oh no.
He goes to attack Skjaldi once more. 16. Come on. Oh, yep, that hits. And you take Skjaldi. Just a second, what was the weapon damage? D8. You take 5 points of damage as this weapon sort of just slices into you.
Yep.
All right.
I'm like, yeah, come on, I've had worse.
Yeah.
Grit the teeth.
Do we have the other one?
Cool.
No. Cool. Within that, it is now Stella's turn.
Okay.
You heard me running forwards.
All right. I move towards the paladin first.
1, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
20 feet.
20 feet. Yeah, that's it. Am I within 30 feet and can
1,
see?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 20 or 25 feet?
20 feet.
Please, no, I thought it was 30.
No.
Lame.
Oh, lame. For your like, sorry, I thought you were talking about sight.
Yeah, 30 foot of range for sight.
I'm at 35, so you can like you can
just
see my
vaguely
silhouette.
see him.
Cool. In that case, motive light, swift action, spell casting.
You've used it
You did.
already?
Oh, wait, no, because you slept.
Yes, you slept.
Yeah.
You slept.
I was just
Yep.
there.
Well,
Cool.
no, I didn't sleep, but the
The day
thing
changes
recharged.
over.
Yeah.
Cool. Swift action, spell casting on you.
Thank you.
Moment of greatness. Oh yeah. You now double your morale bonuses
Nice.
for 1 minute. Sorry, 3 minutes. Because
Holy shit.
Give me 4 because of power.
4.
Yeah, 'cause you're
Yes,
level 4.
that's right. 4 minutes of double.
Whew.
So that's swift action.
So that's plus 8 to my strength then. Oh my god.
Yep.
Yep.
And second, standard action spell casting, Iron Skin. Gain +4 natural armor.
Holy shit. So my armor class just hit 25. Fucking what?
I said buff.
Thank
you
you.
to shit.
Thank you.
Cool. So,
Strength plus 4. More hit points, yay!
Paladin's turn. Now I gotta remember something. As a paladin, she gets a special hand-dandy ability known as Smite Evil.
Oh, I know. It's
There's a
it's
lot
almost
of-
like it's the paladin's thing.
It's almost like there's a lot of shit going onto it.
Yep.
A paladin adds a charisma bonus only to her attack rolls
She
and
can
adds a
charge
paladin.
the back lady.
Yes, that is the point.
Aha.
Damage roll, charisma bonus if any.
So
to-
charisma to attack, level to damage.
Yep. There's also a lot more to it though. If the target of Smite Evil is an outsider with the evil subtype, an evil land dragon, or an undead creature, the bonus damage on the first successful attack increases to 2 points of damage per level the paladin possesses.
Shit, that's... Thank you, Pathfinder. They fixed that from
In
3.5.
addition, while Smite Evil is in effect, the anti-paladin gains a deflection bonus equal to her charisma modifier, if any, to her AC against attacks made by the target of the smite. So even if she survives this attack, target's creature that is not evil, the smite is wasted with no effect. Smite Evil effect remains until the target of the smite is dead. So she declares this strange magical demon her target. She charges in and takes a strike. She's already getting a +6. I did not type up Elizabeth, but I remember she was wielding a bastard sword, one-handed, while wielding a shield as well. Actually, no, she's gone two-handed for this.
Cool.
For strength and a half damage. So 6 plus being at least being 6th level, so she's getting another. She's getting 2 attacks. Shit.
Yep.
So she's getting
Not on a charge though.
No, right, yeah, on a charge. So 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. She cannot miss unless she gets a nat 1. She got a 2. She got a 2, people.
Yay.
She got a 2.
That was close.
Now, D10 for the bastard sword. She just goes nuts. This entity just puffs in flame and shadow, blood everywhere. It is dead.
Oh, goddamn.
The demon is dead. She doesn't have enough reach to attack the character that you're fighting, Addrissen,
Aha.
but the demon that was buffing her and protecting her,
It's gone.
oh yeah, it is deader than dead.
Oh yeah.
Now, back to the top.
Back to my turn then.
Yes, Addrissen, what are you doing?
So I'm just calculating all my ads now. That comes to blood edge plus 9 plus 11. All right, so again, just a plus 10 power attack this lady.
Are you sure it says plus 10?
Yeah, because I'm not charging this time. So the rage gives me a +2. The benefit gives me another +2, making it 11, and then power attack down to 10, and flanking back up to 12. Now I think about it.
Yes, because you can.
Okay, so +7 normally. Then it becomes +9 when I normally rage, +11 because of the help.
Oh, good.
13,
10.
then
Go
back
for
to
it.
12. Yep.
Go
Plus
for it.
12.
Oh, +12. There you go. Go for it.
Come on.
Oh, it's probably cut out now because of loudness.
Roll to confirm. That's
Roll
a
to confirm,
critical.
roll to
Come on.
That hits.
Is that a 24 to confirm?
That hits. That is critical.
So,
now, are you using Rune Blade?
Of course
or-
I'm using
cool.
Rune Blade. Okay, so the cold damage is not multiplied?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
All magical enchantments are.
Technically, no.
No, because it's not precision-based damage or anything like that. It
I
is-
did double check this. There's a
Elemental
reason.
doesn't.
That's weird because every other time I've ever played with
Oh
anybody...
yeah, I read this up because I was.
It's a stupid rule. It doubles.
Cool, thank you. Because that's going to be a lot of time.
I just said it doubles, stuff
Thank
happens.
you.
Cool, that's fine. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, and the modifier doubles as well. Oh god, that's more damage.
The modifier doubles, yes.
Oh, sorry, 1 sec. That's a lot more damage now. +4, +3.
Strength bonuses, man.
Oh shit, that's +6, plus...
What is the damage base by the plus?
No, I need to... no, 1 sec. Okay, sorry, I want to calculate all this because this is really freaking cool. +6 damage from raging now because of you. +3 damage because of power attack, so that's 9. So... without rolling, I've done 26 points of damage.
Alright.
And this is doubled. So that's 26 plus
Also, did
18.
you take into effect that you're doing half your strength bonus as well
Yep.
because of two-handed?
Yep.
Cool. Just making sure that's all
Yep.
calculated. So 10,
so
18 extra points of damage.
26. Yep. So that's 44 points of damage.
She's dead. You, once again, just absolutely annihilate her. Black shadows evaporate through. But here's the thing. There's something a little weird. As she dies, a small diamond, essentially,
Spindle.
spindly diamond, is spinning around where she stood. It is black. It is also dripping ooze. There is one last person.
Can I doubt I can. This is calling a lot of shenanigans and bullshit. But can I use acrobatics to flip the fuck over to this guy and continue the cleave?
Not continue the cleave. However, you still have your move action because you only
Yeah,
made
you still have
one.
your move action. You can move in.
Yeah, I'll move in.
Give her flanking, for example.
No, because it would be attack
wouldn't
of
be
opportunity. There.
Acrobatics to dodge.
Oh, acrobatics.
You
Dodge.
could tumble through, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I'm just wondering if I want to stand here with this crystal or not. I'll help Skjaldi. I'm gonna
Acrobatics tumble.
acrobatics.
Versus his CMD.
That one.
Attack of opportunity.
You get here.
Yep.
Attack of opportunity. As he swings this strange curved weapon.
Yep.
He misses.
Cool. Do I keep moving or
You
do I
can.
stop?
You
Yes,
can
you keep
keep moving.
Cool. Flanking.
That would be the flanking.
Yep.
Because you've got to draw a proper diagonal line.
Yep.
So, Skjaldi, your turn. You also get +2 to hit because you have flanking.
Okay, so...
Oh, sorry, you had your rage song, so spirit stuff. Which we roll again. That's 7 points of damage. He's still standing.
Yeah. So, once again, I try and cut the fuck out of this guy.
+2.
That's unfortunately not a crit.
No, but it's still
Because
a
my
hit.
crit is on a 20. But
Still
that's
a
definitely a
solid
hit.
A hit. A fine hit.
So, where's...
If you got above 22, that was a hit.
Yeah, it's above 22. That one. Oh, no, this one. This one's pretty. Give me good rolls.
Oh, no, it's not.
So that's...
Is that 7 or 1?
That's 9.
9 points of damage. Plus another 9, so 18. He does not appear to be dead yet.
So I come overhand with my axe.
Whew. Okay. Now, Jace. Jace I have written up. Jace is set up with all his stuff there. He didn't even get a chance to use this. Where he's standing is a perfect line.
Oh, no.
He's a 6th level character.
Oh shit.
Can I borrow 5d6?
Sure. Who's he hitting?
He's casting a line to this guy.
Oh god.
You guys aren't adjacent to it. It's fine.
Is the lava hitting Jace?
No, it's sort of
Lava's
stuck
burnt
to
out,
it.
yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's all I need. And then I got mine here. Alright. So that's 6, 8, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 18, plus 3, so 21, as a lance of electrical energy flies out and strikes towards this guy. He gets a reflex save equal to different things. He succeeds and takes half of that.
Is it half or is it nothing?
It's half, because it's a, like Fireball. Lightning Bolt and Fireball have a reflex for half.
I'm saying, does he have any abilities that makes it...
No.
Cool.
He is heavy-clad warrior.
Cool.
Oh wait, Lightning adds +2 to its hit as well.
That's for Shock and Grasp.
In general, Lightning would do as well, but either way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Either way. He's not necessarily dead. Something triggers and you notice that he sort of disappears. But it appears that it's enough to send a demon to its own plane.
Massive negatives take an attack of opportunity.
Actually, you can roll Knowledge Planes or Arcana. I will allow this.
I want to stab this fucker.
Because...
that is a 21.
21. When a devil or a demon is killed, it gets sent back to its home plane. However, the tiefling that you also attacked, she didn't seem to disappear so much back to her home plane. She just happened to, die. So there must be a difference between her and him.
He's powerful.
Potentially.
Well,
okay, so...
Floating spindle!
Stella just straight up walks up and Cure Light's wounds.
Oh, thank you.
Cool.
So
you can roll a spellcraft on the thing. Oh.
6 healing points.
I'm back to full.
Boop. The 16 points of
You're right there, lass.
Rage dropping.
I'm doing alright, thanks.
How about you there, big fella?
About solid 50-50.
No, by the way, the iron skin is still there. You're looking at your hands and you are literally covered, like, you're the Terminator from Terminator 2, liquid metal.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, with that, one more. Alright. Does anyone have, like, a really big container?
My hand?
No, you don't want to touch this, Jay says. He seems very lucid all of a sudden. Less jittery.
How about one of the cupboards back there?
Hold on a moment. The paladin just stands there and goes, I am immune to most things.
Oh, God.
Grabs hold. And you see the black ooze starts climbing up her arm.
Oh, shit.
But it doesn't go very far beyond that.
Oh, I wanted to cut her arm off.
I've got about a few hours to get rid of this thing.
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, great. Let's go.
First, I think that needs attending to as well, as the case sitting over here, the axe floating in the middle.
Ooh.
I am completely...
Hey, Skjaldi, got something for you.
Yeah, it looks like something I could use.
Go for it. No, I'll take it.
As you look into this thing, I would like you to roll a knowledge history or spellcraft.
It looks back at you.
Knowledge history is 8, spellcraft is 8. Doesn't matter. 17 plus 8 and my maths is...
25.
Yeah.
Cool. So, looking at some of the runes and inscriptions, they're definitely more of the northern dialect, but at the same time they seem somewhat... You remember reading through some of Stella's dad's stuff? It's very dwarven as well.
Okay.
It is known as the Ogre Killer. It is a +1 Great Axe of Returning.
Returning, so I can
You can throw it, and at the start of your next turn it comes back. Like a boomerang.
Hello, Milnir. The Dwarven Axe Thrower.
The hilarious thing is, in Final Fantasy, the Ogre Killer is a throwing weapon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the whole point is don't get close to the ogre.
Exactly. Obviously, there is a lot of magic that still needs to be awakened in it to be the full ogre killer, but the smallest amount of magic is still there to allow the returning quality.
Yeah, I am definitely. So, is it a two-headed axe? It
is a double axe. Yeah, it's just your normal great axe. Like it's much better craft than the axe you're holding now.
Okay.
But it's basically just the same general type of axe with different inscriptions, mostly northern dwarven dialect. So I will also be saying that Octavia is leveling up in this one as well.
Is it steel? I just need to know for to create a custom item in.
It would be yes.
Yes. Okay.
Can I roll craft blades on this thing to sort of feel the make of it? Like see how crafty this thing is.
Go ahead.
21.
This is fucking perfectly designed. Like every single aspect looking at it, like again, potential to have a soul put inside it if much like Colgrim.
Oh, okay.
Could be so soul forged, it's perfect.
As in, it could or it might.
Okay.
Until you activate more of the magic inside it, you won't know.
Alright, can we have a little pause for a second, because I might have some addition to the dwarven lore.
But go ahead.
Okay. Dwarves are very scared about the afterlife. The potential for having their souls stored in weapons, armor, and that is how they sort of prefer to see themselves go, because then they still stay with their families and some
the whole honor stuff. It's like, take the family tradition, take up the weapon of your ancestors, kind of thing.
Yeah. So Stella might be aware of that in her time.
Yes, Stella would be very much aware that Bronn himself has a drum that he spends way too much time talking to, but it doesn't seem to be talking back.
It's almost like it's a drum.
No,
I know what this is.
No, I know. I just love that sentence of he spends a lot of time talking to the drum. The drum doesn't tend to talk back. It's almost like it's a drum. Fucking magic.
But as you know, because you were the one who rolled the soul forged steel and soul forged weaponry, is that soul forged doesn't necessarily be around weapons. It is just if you put enough work and effort into it, you can put part of your a family member's soul to it or whatever. Once you have a stronger link with it, it eventually just becomes telepathic to you. Doesn't need to talk. It also allows you to have certain...
Hey, Sjkaldi, you're going to have a friend too soon.
So, I'm just trying to add this up. Would it have the throwing...
Descriptor, yes.
Descriptor?
Yes.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Okay, I can't find a returning descriptor.
Check under enchantments.
Oh, hang on. Is it a +1 or a +2?
Probably +1? For returning, yeah.
Yeah, returning quality.
I cannot find a returning quality.
Have it here.
Actually, I have...
Oh, wow, I literally found it just as I opened up.
I have
really?
over here.
Yeah, I literally just went straight to magic items.
Okay.
Returning is...
I also have...
not here.
Give me a moment.
What the fuck?
Not have that in the way.
Sorry.
Oh, that's because it's under a ranged weapon special ability.
Right.
+1 bonus.
Returning +1 bonus.
So I can't seem to add it.
It says that this special ability can only be placed on a weapon that can be thrown, which you actually have.
That's why, because it's doing that stupid thing of not identifying that an axe can be thrown.
Either way.
Well, I've now put the... there we go, returning.
Cool.
So,
there we go.
With that in mind,
yes.
Everyone is leveled up.
Yeah.
Meaning,
hit points.
Skjaldi, hit points, stuff like that. Skjaldi's level 4, Octavia's level 4, you two are level 5.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh,
Can I level up as a paladin? No, I'm kidding.
If you want. If you want a multi-class, you can multi-class.
Whoa.
So long as you talk to the paladin, have a good sort of... You be put under the training of Azure.
No. Hades.
Or Hades, yeah.
That's what I think I'm going to wait another level, but...
Actually, I feel like that is the organic thing that the Hades sees what you're doing and goes, actually, before we continue on, would you like to level up as a paladin? Because I will
I'm just going to quickly check something. I just want to double check what I'm losing from Blood Rager if I went this level.
Yeah, opportunity cost. Basics of economics, children.
Get out.
I just got to open up my
That is
file
an interesting ability.
and switch something out.
Holy shit! Do you know how expensive that axe is?
Really expensive.
18,320.
Yeah, we got 200 gold on between us.
Here's the thing. His rune blade is not as expensive, like roughly on the 5,000, 6,000 thing.
Yeah.
But the idea is that by the end of it, you're going to have a +5 weapon with 5 different enchantments on it.
Okay. So this is 2 essentially, because it has the throwing.
The throwing is
And the
a weapon
turning.
quality in general, the magic
Okay.
quality.
Oh,
That's why it's +1.
Okay, so if I do go paladin, then I know straight away that I lose my favorite class bonus. I do know that. But
But your paladin gets
smite.
smite and other things.
Yeah, which is a swift action to activate.
Yep, you get smite,
An
aura of good, and detect evil.
Yep, which is, honestly, I'm all about that. To be honest,
Alright. Are you game to be a paladin?
I'm just going to double check something quickly. Dum 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 dum.
The button's here.
Come on.
Please.
Alright, cool. So,
Free action.
Stella.
Yep, it's a free action of Blood Rage. I'm going to go as paladin.
Cool.
Okay.
So, as you're sitting there questioning just a few things that you've experienced, the darkness that is around, the black blood crawling towards you, only you see this.
Yep.
As the blood sort of pools up into a figure, and you hear your little lich friend go, "Oh, I think he's already aware of your presence."
Ooh.
And you see this somewhat robed skeletal man with a massive small black cauldron in front of him, as he's sort of it's bubbling away with you can see for whatever reason a blood red liquid.
Yep.
And he's like, so a very righteous undead individual, I see.
Yeah.
How would you like a little bit of a push in the right direction?
If it means I can defend others, then I'll take it.
Oh, you see, I like when my undead go out on my whims, not when other fools bring them back from the dead. I hereby place upon you the mark of Hades, and on your weapon of choice, or your chest.
I want it to be right here.
Okay, so a
Above the
black
heart.
tattoo over your heart appears. It's not painful. It's sort of a... No, it's sort of this...
No, it's got to be seared in there.
I must be the edgelord.
Actually, no. It feels like a worm, a bug inside, raising up the skin.
Oh, jeez.
It's more just a lump, essentially, that looks like
'Cause that's
the
a cool
cauldron.
thing. That's a cool thing I've noticed. If I'm going level 1 paladin, and I look down at myself, and I detect evil,
You'll know that you're on the wrong path.
I look down going, oh no, that's a problem. I look down my hands, they start like glowing darker, I'm like, ooh.
Well, congratulations, you are now a level 1 paladin.
Let's see, strength, dexterity, or charisma.
What one is
Odd.
an odd
Oh,
number?
by the way, we are using a slightly different system
Oh,
for
right.
ability score
Yes.
improvements.
Sorry.
We are
correct me.
using essentially the 5th edition version.
Yes, so +2 to 1,
Or
plus 1 to 2, or a bonus feat.
Yeah.
The +2 if you got evens.
Well, I've got either 18, 15, or 20.
What's the 15?
15 is my dex.
It's either like
What armor
pump
you
your charisma to 20.
What armor are you wearing? Chain shirt?
I think so.
So you got a...
16 would still be under the dex bonus.
Yeah, still be under the dex thing there, no worries.
So it's +1 to range attacks, AC,
Actually, because you got a
and
throwing weapon,
initiative,
it would be...
and throwing if you want to use that for throwing. Or basically all of your charisma abilities from Skull going up by 1. Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of confusion to deal with.
And to be fair, if you go the route of putting +1 in Dex now, then the charisma thing will show up later at like level 8.
choices, man.
I know.
You can wait until next, like you can, because you've got it on your computer. You can do that and then just message me on Discord later.
Okay.
With what you've changed.
I'm still tempted to do strength so I can smush things.
Well, strength being better strength allows it. Your ogre killer still does decent while close combat, but at the same time, if you raise your dexterity, you get a +3 to hit with the range. Because that's the thing, is like right now when you throw it, it's less than your strength. By
May
like
I make a min-max's suggestion?
Yeah.
I would suggest buffing your charisma.
Because you get a second level's bonus second level
You get
spell
bonus
as well.
spells.
Yeah,
You
bonus
get
spell for
more
first.
rounds of your rage, which also normally increases as you level up as well. So your temporary increase of strength will last you longer, yes, but you get more out of your charisma than most of your other ability scores.
However, if I do 1 into Dex and Charisma, that raises my Dex now, and my Charisma will raise next time.
Yep.
What other abilities do you have that are odd?
Any odd numbered things.
Is it just Dex?
Intelligence.
Cool. So
then I'd take
at
your Dex
level 8, you
intelligence.
could increase your intelligence and charisma.
And get
Yeah.
more skills.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and more knowledge.
What's my hit dice again?
D8.
D8.
Yes.
So,
Well, I have a suggestion. I'm thinking I'm going to take the Spirit Boost Revelation. Whenever my healing spells heal a
your
target...
microphone.
Sorry. Whenever I use a healing spell that heals a target up to its maximum hit points, any excess points persist for 1 round per level as temporary hit points, up to a maximum of temporary hit points equal to my oracle level. So if I overcharge you with my healing
You
powers,
get up to extra 5 hit points.
I essentially gain the over heal ability from TF2.
Cool. So, with that in mind, you travel back to the boat. The young kids are passed out. They feel safe already. I would assume Ty is doing whatever Ty does.
Oh yeah, it's probably
Sassy as all hell.
complaining.
Yeah,
That's what she
complaining
did on
about
the
how
way.
Stealing something.
I don't think she's...
No,
well,
she's not a thief.
Stealing
She's
someone's heart.
She's more of a chaotic capitalist.
Anyway,
Sure.
the trip back on the boat is very long again, but you manage to get to the city, and it is nighttime. You managed to do this all within a day.
Stella, half drunk, looks over at the table where they're back at the same tent and notices that the mug that she left was still there by her bed. She takes a big long swig,
And for some reason, you do feel like you're about ready to pass out. Yep, onto the bed. And that's a first. Some magical or alchemical item puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
Not
Scary.
right.
Not right.
That's for sure.
I am looking forward to whatever nightmare she comes up with after all of what she has suddenly learnt.
Considering you guys have all had a very, very rough day, the lovely little halfling offers you all the same general tea.
Yeah.
If you would like to sleep easy tonight.
I don't.
Oh, God!
I want to sleep normally.
Yeah.
I need... My brain needs to work on this.
Oh god, my curse level's up now.
Oh, what does that do?
Well, it depends. Are we going with what we
Yes,
discussed?
we've already talked. You get both curse bonuses.
Excellent.
We've mentioned this like twice. I'm
So,
sure.
this is silly, but after this, my blind sight increases to 60 feet. Sorry, dark vision increases to 60 feet. And now I'm immune to fatigue.
Ha!
It's almost like pushing yourself really helped. Shit. Anyway,
I'm gonna look...
I believe we should end this here.
Yep.
I will move over to my table. And I would like to say thank you to everyone who's been listening, who's been watching, and I would like to just suggest, if possible, I would like share as much as you can, even if it's this episode, the first episode, whatever episode you found entertaining. Because the more attention that we can gather, the better content we can produce, and in a higher quantity too.
Indeed. We are going to be branching out relatively soon. We have been prepping and preparing for...
Actually, in honor of the fact this is our 10th episode,
Yes.
I can actually explain what we plan to do now. This was the general goal that I was thinking of anyway, and now that when we had to slow down, it made it a bit easier to work. Soon, hopefully within the next few weeks, maybe around episode 12, 13, I will be running on Mondays a World of Darkness with different players, except because I have my chauffeur, Drobata, he will also be a player.
Indeed. The joys
and
of
we're gonna be
having a
doing
vehicle.
Vampire the Masquerade. Not V5, because I have not yet read through that.
The 20th anniversary edition shall be sufficient. I wouldn't run in V5 until the Sabbat book came out anyway, so...
And so,
I have read some stuff about V5 and...
what I will... Actually, because we've got some time still, discussion quickly. What we've read about V5 is while they have kind of thrown out a lot of the old stuff and changed it to be a little bit more of this current era.
Yeah, the problem I have with V5, like, I read that article, and while I don't agree with everything, I will say that a lot of stuff has been poised towards people on the far right, and I'm not trying to bring politics into this. I mean,
No,
people
this
who
is
have
what
those...
the book has sort of put out. This is not just a...
I will quote
Perception.
from the original printing of the Bruja clan book. Bruja, the clan of the philosopher kings, the warrior poets, or the rabble, contain within their ranks skinhead neo-Nazis and radical socialists.
Yeah, no, I've read that. No, it's not just that. It's the secret global order type thing that has me a little...
I have not read through much of it, but what I will say is that the things that required a little bit more work and a little bit more input have finally gotten that input. My favorite clan has been and always will be Tremere. The Tremere are no longer just one group of people who are obsessed with blood sorcery. There are now different houses within the Tremere, from what I've gathered, that have different goals.
Yep.
So the characters that I've made, well, a character that I had made that screwed up massively had a potential if 20th anniversary did what V5 is doing with Tremere now, had a potential to change.
I may, through reading things like Beckett's Jihad Diary and...
Oh yeah, Beckett.
He wrote a Jihad Diary, and it's published a lot of times. Kind of a problem for the Masquerade. Actually, one of the reasons contributing to the current state now. Anyway, metaplot not discussing.
Slow down. Breathe a few seconds.
I am very, very excited. I am a big World of Darkness fan.
So am I, but I'm still able to...
I love my World of Darkness, don't get me wrong. It's just some of the themes that they've introduced can be seen in that light. That's...
Oh, don't get me wrong. Here's my take on it. There are lots...
I don't agree with one of their hires.
Let's move aside from the company. It works. There are a lot of different people. The way that they produce books nowadays is complicated, and it hopefully works out in the end.
Here's the thing: you can disagree with some of the people that write in the book.
Yeah.
If
no, I'm not saying there's that I'd play V5.
This is what I'm saying though: is like just because and. You're a great point to put through here. You would still play V5 regardless of what your opinion of someone is.
Yeah.
Just because you don't share the same opinion as someone doesn't mean you shouldn't play something that you enjoy.
Exactly.
And one thing I would add to this quickly is for the fact that when I run a World of Darkness game, all the canon that's in the World of Darkness book, I throw out the window.
Yeah.
I create because here's the thing. Certain bits of the canon I will keep.
You have to for the flavor
of the game. But
Yeah.
when it comes right down to it, the game that I'm planning to run is going to be set because everywhere's usually LA or New Orleans or like somewhere where there's some massive problem. There's obviously New York by night and stuff like that, but there's not enough attention on that in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm doing New York with a very interesting prince. I'm going to tell everyone here. It is based off of Jennifer Tilly.
Oh my god. This is going to be interesting.
The development is going to be so powerful, so brilliant. I'm going to be able to bring out what I've tried to bring out once before, but with a little bit more detail, having people in close proximity so I can see their face, hear their tone, and work with what is thrown at me in
We
that
have
moment.
been doing some test runs and experiments with running World of Darkness. I have... it might have... I had a problem, man. I had a problem. Jokes aside, though, we have been doing a lot of experimenting with World of Darkness, finding out what works, what doesn't, and I've come to the conclusion that basically the idea is that it depends on the storyteller.
It does. I have no doubt about that, and a good storyteller can, even with those bits and pieces in there, can weave a very good story.
Yeah.
It's just on reading that article, I agree that some of it is poised more towards that side, but, with a good storyteller, you can...
There is that, and the major thing is that when you have something that is... And they said we're not trying to be a commentary on something, but at the same time, we're trying to bring to light how the world is kind of working. Because, what? When it comes right down to it, if you're sick of seeing a certain narrative being pushed, sometimes it's hard to actually... not say something.
Yeah.
And within that, there always comes that, and I've had discussions with multiple people, similar lines, is that sometimes it sounds like you're pushing certain things aside and ignoring other things, but my opinion, firmly on this topic specifically, is that, okay, we've identified there is an issue, but before we can really progress on said issue, we do need to look at every single thing. We're talking the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
And if V5 has only been focusing on one thing, it's one of those things where as players who are going to be doing podcasts, and not even just us, other people who World of Darkness, who do podcasts and stuff like that, have an opportunity to use that book, not necessarily as a political platform, but as a way to really bring to light certain things that are causing them distress.
Yeah.
And while a lot of people say this, like, my opinion, role-playing games is a very good form of therapy. If there's something you need to say, then you could use roleplay as a way to say it.
It's an artistic... it's
an artistic outlet.
Yeah.
It is. And, like I was saying, with good players, with a good GM, you can look past those things.
Yeah.
And it just... it irks me that they're in there and that you have to work past them.
Well, but most games do that, in my opinion. Like,
have a look at Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Shadowrun is a perfect example.
Shadowrun is all about the 1%. Like,
yeah. It's you against the 1%.
Yeah,
and
you're gonna fuck up.
And that's the thing, is you're either going to fuck up or you're going to fuck their shit up.
Yeah.
And when you win, guess what you become?
You become
the 1%. And someone tries...
Well, no, see, that's the problem with Shadowrunners. They never become the 1% because most of them just can't get out of the life.
It's fun, though.
You have a look in canon. There's, I forget his name, but he's a pirate who rocks around on a flying pirate ship. He is loaded. He's one of the prime runners. He is loaded, and he just fucks shit up because he feels like it.
Yeah.
Oh, my dice tower fell.
But yes, so you know what? With this, I also think that if we find an opportunity and people who are able to do this sort of thing, just looking at it, we went from around the 2 hours and 40-minute mark to almost 15 minutes just talking random things that we think. So,
which is podcasting.
Which is podcasting, what it should be. And I feel like that's one thing that we should definitely work on as well, is finding people who have opinions, both strong, weak, whatever you want to look at, and just discuss shit, like topic of the day.
By the way, I would actually include this last section as a separate video.
That would work.
If I can...
have an After Dark.
Yeah.
After Dark. Love it.
That's our Sunday thing.
Oh yeah, as in like...
Because the idea was that, looking at this, these are also, this episode being our 10th episode, and technically like our 6th month anniversary since doing all this. Well, 5th or 6th. We are going to be we're going to be trying so many different things. One, by the end of the year, hopefully, we can have 2 games a week running.
Yeah.
So two games a week uploaded, which is
gonna
going
be
to
a
be a lot of
stretch.
work. But that is end of the year or start of next year.
Gigabyte, I pray for you.
We're going to also be doing, possibly to begin with, a monthly thing between me and Dan, just sitting in my caravan talking shit. And we will also be trying to get some gaming videos out as well. Trying to produce as much quality content as possible in order to get more attention.
Well, yeah.
No,
And
I reckon having an After Dark episode where you just talk about games.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I feel like that is the one thing that we can get done here, because the After Dark doesn't need to be cut.
It might. If I
No, that's the thing. The one thing I would state on our After Dark, because that would definitely require a little bit of a forewarning, that this is going to be unbridled, whatever our opinion is.
True.
It might cause problems if you disagree. Feel free to comment in those things that you disagree with.
Opinion is fine. Libel and slander is not.
Always remember, leave your comments and suggestions in the
Description
in the description
below.
down below.
in
the comment section
down
below. Yeah.
Yes.
And that is the goal. Is we're going to be trying to produce proper podcast content, as well as our actual plays and things like that.
Welcome back, Costa.
Hey.
Yes, Costa, you missed a good 15
I
minutes
have-
of
No, I have.
random fuckery. Anyway,
I got excited. I looked at all the feats.
I didn't know you were into that.
ha!
Get out.
I have found the perfect spell for me.
Ooh.
Bladed Dash.
Ooh.
Yes, I
Move
remember.
30 feet, no action required, just
Yep.
my spell. I move 30 feet and attack someone.
Nice.
So standard action to cast a spell.
Yep.
So I have to cast a
or,
spell.
but with your mote of light, you can do it as a swift action.
And then attack twice.
Exactly.
Yes, cool things to deal with. Now,
Now I have to add that book to my source list.
The
well,
problem of
anyway,
generations.
thank you for listening. This is Dark Entertainment, your one-stop shop for everything entertaining. I am Nix, here with...
Costa?
Skjaldi.
Great googly moogly, it's all gone to shit! This is Droberta signing off.
Thank you for listening.